All right, we're rolling. We're on. This is a milestone event right now. This is the first podcast in the new studio. It's not quite done yet. We're still setting up, but we needed to bring you the Motocross Companion this week. I'm very sorry we've been slack with that. But our first guest in this new studio, which is pretty fucking cool, is my little brother, Matty Macalpine. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thanks, boys. Mick, Hurley, Jace.
The full crew. It's all in here.
It's good to see it come to life, actually. It's been a while.
Yeah, this studio would not be here without Matt. So this is like the reason it's here. So that's why it's quite fitting that Matty's the first guest on. Obviously, we grew up racing together. So any of my motocross knowledge, he pretty much has the same. Matty works in the industry as Toby Price's manager, does stuff with Toddy, does stuff with Harley Clifford, just Chaz Mostert, like all the boys, all the homies. Pretty much everyone that's been on the podcast, Matty works with. So that's your intro.
Don't forget Hoyo.
Oh yeah, Matt Hoy.
If you haven't listened to his podcast,
yeah, get on to that.
18 plus.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. So we're gonna watch Budds Creek. I haven't seen any of it. I don't know the results. I know.
Yeah, I'll bet you $100 right now that Eli wins the championship.
You reckon?
Yeah.
All right, let's take that bet.
I'll back it up.
There you go, Matty. See you in the future. So Mick, you want to press play on that biatch for us? We've actually got the internet in this studio, which is quite rad. So we're watching the lights. The lights here. We're just going to get the audio right, guys.
Can you chuck mine up?
Oh, first motor's up.
Oh, this is the recap?
How's the pink gear?
I know. Oh, that's that retro shit, right?
Yeah, it seems like Thor's stuff is completely pink for the season.
The old boy used to actually wear a set.
Yeah.
The barbed wire one, I think.
Yeah, the white stuff. There's the pink version, and then there's the white version. I actually saw it at MX store the other day. I think I'm going to get some, even though I've been ragging on Thor gear all year. But yeah, that jersey was cotton, eh?
Yeah, hot.
Can you imagine that shit?
In cans too, far out. Oh, Moseman's been on it this year.
I know. He just crashes, but he has those little mistakes. I reckon he's going to be a podium dude. He's got a deal for next year. Shane McElrath. What?
Yeah, getting it done.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, he's definitely pulled one out of the hat there. I see he's been practicing with Dino on that a lot.
Oh, he's one of the Baker boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were struggling a lot at the start of the year. But he was hurt. His back apparently was pretty bad through
Ferrandis, P4.
Oh, we should full screen that, Nick. Let's take advantage of this brand new
Full
Falcon
HD.
55-inch LED. Blah, blah, blah.
Will looks amazing.
As always. I actually was in love with Will Christian at one point in America.
Dead set.
Yeah, we all stayed at Red Bull Knockout in Tennessee, and she was like the chick for it. So we were all at the hotel, and I was in love.
Sneaky man.
I fell in love.
Yeah.
Nothing
Were you supposed to be at the hotel?
Yeah. Yeah, we were all staying together. I just fell in love with her. Everyone's like, yeah, of course you're in love with her.
You're only human, mate.
I know.
That's the alpha coming out of you.
That's the alpha dog. We should fast forward this shit. Those boys behind her are just pumped. It's about 11 minutes, Mick. I'll tell you if you can't see, because the TV.
Oh, my eyes are fine.
Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, that'll do. Go for that. I bet you it'll be getting close. All right, a little bit more. 12 minutes.
When was the last time you actually lined up for a race?
Me?
Yeah.
It was Day in the Dirt last year.
That
doesn't count. You know what I think?
Literally more than 15 people in the start line.
You know what I think it was? We did a club day at Tully. I'm not even joking. We did a club day at Tully, and it was after Andrew McFarlane died. And I remember I pulled off the race. I actually pulled off. I was over it. All right, Moto 2 for the 250s. Oh, who was that?
AC.
No. Oh, no, that's Marchbank. Oh, Davalos.
Oh, no, the old boy.
I don't know about them boots, guys. I'm a massive fan of the Fox boots, having a set myself, but I don't know if I like the fluoro colour. Amard is up there. Oi, McElrath could be in for a good overall here.
Yeah, I'm actually predicting he wins the overall as
Oh,
well.
have you seen that? Okay.
Yeah, I could potentially walk away from my first Gypsy Tales podcast, $200.
Are you chucking 100 on it too?
Yeah.
Is Matty's clipping or is it good?
Just did on that one.
I don't mind a punt.
Have a punt. One of the boys yesterday were watching the UFC and he predicted a first round knockout from this dude, and the dude got a first round knockout.
Wow.
But he only won $15.
Bugger. Do they have a fantasy racer thing with this series?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure it's who does do that?
Well, is it Rocky Mountain?
I think it's Rocky Mountain ATV.
Yeah,
they
right.
have. I think you can like win a bike and shit, dude. So I haven't paid attention to this at all. Yeah, that's that Thor gear there, dude. He's not in the pink. Yeah, that shit's pretty sick. Dude, old McElrath, what happened to him? Contract. That's what happened.
Yeah, well, he's not. Is he pointed out?
Nah, that's why he didn't do from like Daytona onwards.
Who's leading Mick? Oh,
Oldenburg.
yeah, right.
Who has like really good speed, man.
Texas dog.
Texas.
Just consistency, eh? That's the sort of seems the thing he misses with Oldenburg.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like all those young dudes, eh?
That's alpha.
What's that?
It's the alpha.
Alpha. I feel like it's just so like you just know that like Ferrandis and AC are going to be so like there's just dudes where they just know they're going to be there. And it's sort of just like, I can't win. There's a big difference between like thinking you can win and actually knowing you can win. I don't know whether my mic sounds shit or my sinus infection just makes me sound this shit.
Well, there you go, Jace. You can get your gear in pink. So
Beautiful pink. Look at
look,
that.
you can get it in pink.
Yeah, I don't want that shit in pink. I want the white shit. I want the. I wonder if they released.
I know about white. Sam could possibly make that gear really dirty at down the dirt
yeah,
if you're behind him. So
Nah, I'm wearing fast house at down the dirt. I'm going full day in the dirt. I'm going full spec.
groupie.
Yeah, full spec. It'd be a dog move to like not wear fast house at the fast house event when they're like, you know, they're hooking it up for us. And by the way, to our listeners, where is Jet?
Just there.
Ooh.
Yeah, what were you saying for the listeners?
Yeah, so we're Fast House. Speaking of Fast House are actually giving away 2 sets of riding gear. So we're giving, with the Day in the Dirt guys, we're giving away 2 entries to Day in the Dirt plus an 8x6 pit tent, and I think it's like a $2,000 value. So we're giving away that, and then Johnny from Lusty said, "Oh, well, I'll give 2 sets of Fast House gear to the winners." Oh wait, what was that? What? Yeah, that's hectic.
Well, that sounds like a bloody tidy little prize pack.
It is actually. So yeah, Johnny's given 2 sets of
John.
gear. Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. John Tan. He's still hungover from Coolum, apparently. Word on the street. He's still
Don't know what you're talking about.
he's still hungover. So yeah, they're giving that away, and then I'm pretty sure Rival. We haven't announced that yet, but Rival's going to give away a prize pack as well. So this thing's going to end up being worth like $4,000.
That's insane.
You got to do something, eh?
Definitely. People love it. It's what it's all about.
I'm pretty hyped for Down the Dirt. I'm pretty glad I've got an extra week to organise though, because there's a lot of shit still not done. Dude, McElrath is killing it.
Yeah.
I heard that they didn't I heard he didn't like that new bike for ages. But I wonder when there is a new bike, how many guys are just like not fit, not 100% healthy, and then the new bike is like the easiest thing to sort of blame.
I don't know. Things change, and I think riders are, once they adapt to something, it's quite familiar for them. So
Yeah,
I know.
That makes sense.
When Husky went through that drastic change of bikes, I know Toddy in Europe, he really struggled with the transition of it.
He didn't like that one.
Nah, he really struggled on it, and same deal. His results showed it, and he really struggled towards the end of the year with that new bike change, and so did his teammate. So yeah, I don't know. It's always funny, I know when Tobes had that massive change with his Dakar bike. I mean, he was racing a dinosaur to begin with, and then they definitely spruced it up. So they can change. That's the difference. They can change so drastically, like what he did with the old model rally bike to the new model. That it's such a big improvement.
When did they change that rally bike?
I think it was 17. They basically had that thing in development for about 3 years, and to a point where the riders were so involved in the development of that bike, it was like a full clay mold, and they would go in and
I saw photos of that.
They were shaving all the panels, and it was unbelievable. But they really changed a lot up with that rally bike, and it made such a difference. Whereas with these models now, with the developments being so small, it can change so much as well. At the same time,
and when
they've got them like right on the edge too,
it's the same with. I was talking to a gentleman from one of the manufacturers, and he was saying, with bike sales, they're decreasing so much now because the resale, there's no need to upgrade. It's like they're so damn good now that they're only really needing to make those small changes. But
well, that's like that what am I riding, a 16 450? Thing's still sick.
Yeah, I mean,
3 years old. Like, they do get better, but I'm not like rushing out to get a new one.
That's just the difference between these kind of guys, where they just notice so much from tire pressures to, a click here, a click there, whereas your general punters, and it's so fine. But for those guys, it can be so different. But for us, it's just
it's just a new bike.
Black handguards,
yeah,
kind of thing. So.
Dude, speaking of tyre pressures, that day we rode at Treno's place, Toby put 30 PSI in my tyres. And I didn't even notice.
It's going to help.
That's how much I didn't even notice. And then we got to the 6 hour, and then Cam did the first lap on my bike. And then he comes in, he's like, bro, this thing sucks. I don't even know if I'm going to do another lap. And he was like, I just didn't think I was this shit at riding. And then he does the tyre pressures to try and figure it out, and it was 30 psi. So Toby, cheers for the stitch up, bro.
That was hilarious.
So yeah, it's goes to show though, because I didn't even notice that shit.
Nah,
and I'm just going out. I'm like, it feels pretty slippery.
Yeah, it's funny.
How good's Trent's place,
dude? Yeah, that was good.
Crazy.
We need to get in another ride there before Day in the Dirt. I think they rode there yesterday.
So excuse the ignorance, who's P5 there?
Hartcraft. He's a privateer Yamaha dude. He's been doing really good, eh?
Look who's P6.
Ooh, Jetty boy. And then that Joe Schmoder dude. That Joe Schmoder guy, I watched, you can actually watch the Loretta's motos, man.
Yeah, he's quick.
And
he's real quick.
I was watching
Japanese,
him. Yeah, Jappy boy. He's like the Kanoa Igarashi of motocross.
I agree.
Because he's like the American Japanese dude.
Do our listeners know who Kanoa Igarashi is?
Maybe not. Kanoa Igarashi is the
professional surfer.
Yeah, professional surfer. He's like, how old is he? Like 18? He won
young.
the Bali stop of the WSL this year.
Yeah.
First time winning on tour. So, but yeah, he's a Japanese-born American.
Yeah.
Man, the whole Japanese Americans have such a crazy history with the war, because any Japanese American that was living in America during World War II, they rounded them all up in concentration camps basically, because they were they didn't want any Japanese spies, so they basically just took everybody and put them in these concentration camps.
Damn.
Yeah, there's one on the way to Mammoth, so anyone that drives from California to Mammoth to go either snowboarding or mountain biking or dirt biking, there's this huge facility where they used to keep all the Japanese, or not all of them, but they kept some of them there. It's crazy. Eh? They still got all the sniper towers and the sirens and everything there.
Nuts. I think it's awesome that the Japanese get doing so well in some of these unique sports. I mean, it's not unique over in Japan, but
it is quite niche though, surfing, right?
Oh, surfing
in Japan
for sure. There's not a lot of big waves over there and whatnot, but personally, I love Japan. I just got back from Japan.
Yeah, you were just there, right?
I would. It's probably one of the only countries I'd probably live in.
Do you reckon you'd move? You could live in Japan?
I think I could for sure. Like the culture, the people. It just never, ever stops.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a very special place. One of my business partners, his wife's full blown Japanese, and he actually worked at Universal Studios as a stunty, and his roots are pretty deep over there. So he's in Osaka. And
how good's his Japanese when you're like out there with him day to day?
They speak. They
a lot of them speak English.
Yeah, for sure. They're also lovely too. Like you know, if you don't know where to go, or you know, you're sort of seeking advice, they'll beat you to ask them.
Yeah,
you know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's a super cool country.
It'd be awesome to go and do like a couple of rounds of like the nationals there or something. You know, like the country's just so beautiful, and to be able to see that side of it out of Osaka and the big cities would be unbelievable.
You went to Suzuka, hey?
Yeah, I went to Suzuka. Yeah, we look after young Jack Doohan, Mick Doohan's son, and he was competing in the Asia F3 Championship, and that was one of the rounds was at Suzuka, and
that's owned by Honda. Is that correct? I think.
Well, the Honda factory's there and stuff. So
wow,
super unique. Like the whole facility is just nuts.
Wow.
Unbelievable. All like concrete grandstands, and you know there's like a theme park there for kids, and I mean it was a ghost town when we were there, but I think, you know, having an F1 event there and so on. Well, they don't have the MotoGP there anymore.
No,
someone passed away there, but like you can see why the turn coming onto the main straight, the wall is so close to the corner. Jeez. It's unbelievable.
Dude, Jet is up to 5th right now. What a savage, man. You could see at Loretta's, dude. Like, he was so good.
Yeah, he had a couple bike malfunctions, I think.
Yeah, he got had a DNF in one of the classes.
And he was pretty oblivious. I watched the thing he did with Racer X, and they were sort of like, oh, you know, is there anyone on your radar? And he's like, oh, I don't really know. Or it's just go and race.
Keeping his own thing.
Do it, you know?
He seems super cruisy, eh? Dude, this is a battle right now.
Who we got in it?
Hartcraft, Shimoda, Cincerello, and then Ferrandis, dude.
Nice.
Hartcraft could, like, really get some Yamaha brownie points here if he cleans out AC. Dude, Adam's on the edge. See his front just tuck a little bit there?
Oh.
Watch out, Shimoda.
He had a shocker at Unadilla, Shimoda.
I didn't really see any
not
Unadilla.
Not the best debut.
That track looks so gnarly, though. Yeah, it looked really gnarly.
You've been there, haven't you, Matty?
Yeah, I have.
You've been there as well,
right?
I went
there. Yep.
I think I watched the year. I think Stu was on a...
Stu and Cooper?
Yeah, on a Suzuki. And Burner, like, was leading.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shit.
Yeah, I did a bit of time with Jats Richardson, and he was racing the outdoors, and I think I did Southwick as well. And
Unadilla is a crazy place, though, hey?
Sick. Yep. So sick. Did you watch the Team Fried vid from there?
No, I haven't watched
seen it yet, eh?
It's so rad what they're doing.
I
wish we had the vibe to support the content.
You
go stick a camera in someone's face here, they're like, dude, what are you doing?
America just has that, like, you're right, a vibe. Like, you can go to any dude in the stands and be like, give us a red bud, and they'll just be like, red bud, and here they'd be like, fuck off. Like, no one would want to do it. Everyone's like a little bit too cool here to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's too cool. It's just not.
It's culture.
There's no culture, you know.
It needs someone to do it.
I feel like Jats gets people pretty hyped. Like last year when he had the chainsaw going for like the rounds when he was hurt and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
it only takes a few people to get psyched.
I actually texted Ando the other day, and I just said, like, I replied to one of his stories because there was like a dude in the crowd that said like, Uni-fucking-dilla, Team Fried, or like, I'm fried or something like that, and then Ando wrote like a post like saying how much he appreciates it, and I just wrote, and I was like, man, I just don't know if you know how big a deal it is that you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like he's given every rider a license to be themselves now.
Yeah.
Because he was on the podium this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like he's still doing good. He won the Supercross Championship last year, and it's like, don't ever fucking change, bro.
Yeah.
And
well,
you're giving people like a license now to just like be himself.
yeah, he's just using all the platforms to his full advantage to express who he is as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
It's and I guess that's what the youth do. That's what they're amazing at, and that's, you know, like I listened to the Bailey and Sando podcast. It's just a model to do really cool things with ease, and you know, some people are wise enough to utilize it, and others don't really even know what those things are really for. You know, like I know in our industry and some of the clients that we have, they have people that work for them, and you know, like, oh, we need to do it this way. It's like, well, just because you do it like that with your personal account doesn't mean it works for the business account. Like, it's just nuts. But you know what? He's doing an awesome job, and I think it's rad. Like, I know I get in bed and I just check it out, and froth and want to go and pull my bike out and go for a spin and have a beer afterwards, and that's what us punters live for, you know.
And his outdoor season has been some of the best. It's been awesome for outdoor for him.
A cracker, dude. Dude, this battle is going off right now, and they still have not passed yet. So, who won the first moto, sorry? I know we watched
McElrath.
Yeah, so it was McElrath, right?
Yeah.
I wonder where these two finished in relation to each other. Sorry,
Mick,
guys.
do you know anything about the amateur rule that do they have to finish on the last?
They can do 3 races.
No, but I saw Jet put a post up, and he said that he had to
I'm not sure.
finish early or something on the last lap due to the amateur ruling. I'm not sure.
Well, I know that there's a rule that maybe Mick
I'll look
can,
it up.
Yeah, Mick can look that up.
Yeah, it's just on his Instagram.
There is a rule where they can do 3 amateur races.
Yeah.
3 pro races and still qualify for the pros.
Yeah.
Still race the amateurs next year. So I don't know whether like that's the plan.
So where's the Husky kid? What's his name?
Jalik Swole.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not
He got
sure.
the Horizon Award.
Yeah, he did really good. He wasn't as fast as Shimoda and Jet though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah. Get that.
Cop that.
Oh,
The
that's
thing
a good
is though,
pass, that was Ferrandis on AC.
yeah, AC's got a pretty big lead though. I'm pretty sure he can just finish just behind Ferrandis every moto, and he still wins the title.
Nice. And he's moving on to Cowie 450.
Big boy.
And well, I was pretty surprised. I thought he was going to go to Honda with Cole Searley retiring and his relationship with Ken, but
that was what
and the family V2.
Yeah, no, that was that was what I thought too. But I spoke to Myrtle. Do you know Lucas Myrtle?
Maybe.
He's a bunch of these dudes manages. Aussie guy. You might have met him over there.
I've never heard of him.
But he said that like literally nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Like basically nothing's changing. I think Savachi's going to be on Honda.
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny because I don't think Lucas. I don't know what the deal is, but obviously Astafan, he's left Wasserman now, so I don't know if you're aware of that. He started Family V2. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know AC is his boy, and I'm not sure what the deal is. I don't want to speak out of context, but
that would have made sense. I would have thought he was going to go to Honda as well.
Well, Steve has Ken Block and so on and so on, and Shex and so on and so on, and so I don't know. That whole action sports portfolio is basically his. So I'm not sure where Lucas would stand as an account manager or whatever, and that whole
I'm pretty sure he's still at WAS
works. So but as a I mean I guess that's my world. It's gossip in our sort of area, so it's cool. I think it's amazing what Steve's doing. He's really good at what he does, and it's a big part of all these big dudes programs.
Yeah, it's pretty insane when like the riders I want to get him on the podcast one day because
that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like he
started with a snowboard shop in Aspen.
Yeah, crazy.
That's where he started, and now he's started from the bottom. Now he's here.
Just looking up this rule.
All the big boys.
Tomac. Having a yarn to the fans. He's got the beard going, Jace.
Maybe that's what it is.
Potentially.
Maybe that's what it is.
Could be, for sure. He's a beast, man. It's in his blood, eh? His dad's just an absolute legend.
And his mum.
What's his mum do?
She was an Olympic athlete, I believe.
No
Pretty
shit.
sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what division.
Nah, but I believe she's a medalist at maybe an Olympics or something like that.
Yeah, crazy. It just goes to show, like, it's just hard. Like, you just gotta want it. Like, I understand, like, all the Baker stuff and, you know, all these people doing their own programs, but
he's the beast.
But he just does, like, you don't hear what he does. Like, you
Behind
don't see it. Like, I'm pretty sure he just eats concrete and, like, wrestles bears
at 14,000 feet.
At 14,000 feet.
His fun is changing tyres.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You're like, I'm just going to change some tyres.
Yeah. But he sort of reminds me of Casey Stoner, you know, like,
Yeah.
Casey's got that same vibe, like, you know, goes bow hunting and fishing, and, like, Casey, I've mountain biked a lot with Casey and just hung out at the karting track and whatnot, and he is just so dialed in with everything he does to a point where you're like, do you actually enjoy what you do? And he's like, that's just his enjoyment, like tuning shit in and being a beast. That's like him, just
what he gets a kick out of.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I don't know Eli from Bar of Soap, but I just feel like that's his vibe, you know. He just gets shit done.
That's like Dunge was the same.
Yeah, 100%.
Dunge didn't
100%. But hey, he was on the Baker program, and, like, I don't think Eli ever was.
No, he's never been. He's never had a trainer other than his dad.
So it's just so cool. And, like, now, well, I'm predicting the three-peat of,
$100.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like, it could be, I don't know, like, you just say, like, who was the last person who did it, Jace?
Carmichael.
Yeah.
Good company.
And it's like, turn that camera off and just let me do my thing. Same with Casey, isn't it?
But it'd be like, if Tomac did, like, Team Friday, it'd be like something like Yeti Coolers would produce. Like, it'd be like, you could live on the Yeti Coolers channel, like,
shown at Bass Pro.
yeah, bass fishing. Yeah. You could never see him because he'd be dressed in camo all the time.
Actually, they should release a Alpinestars camo kit.
Oh,
Special one.
You're so right though. Like, it's just no frills. Like, he's winning for the right reasons.
yeah. It's all. I honestly, I think it's that whole. You know, I'm a big believer in, like, self. You know, you're doing things for yourself. You're not like Jason. He's like, he's creating content for other people. Like, that's like fueling other people's fire. Where I think Eli's really like that.
Introspective with it.
Yeah, he's like fueling his own fire 24/7, and, like, that's his, like, that's what he gets off on, and I think, you know, some people are about the people and are about the followers and about the audience and about the marketing and about, you know, that old school model of, like, win on Sunday, I win on Sunday, and then you guys all sell on Monday. But some dudes just like doing stuff for other crew and having fun with it and surrounding themselves with those people that can do it. But I just think old ET I think he's a bit of an old soul, you know?
Yeah, I'd totally agree with that.
And then you got AC, who's kind of like in the middle. He's such a great ambassador for that sport. So nice.
AC's
he should be racing F1 or something. Like, he's so...
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
He's like very calculated, I feel. But it's weird because he's been injured a lot, you know?
Yeah, those... We did some interviews with AC, like, in his place probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Was he like 11 then?
No, he was still goofy as hell. But, like, the way that he was talking, and like, I had that thought of, like, dude, I wish you raced Formula 1. Like, you're so smart.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a motocross dude. Like, for the most part, moto dudes just, like, grip it and rip it. There's not, like, crazy amounts of thought that go into what they do, but, like, AC's just thought of every part of his program. He's thought of every part of, like, winning, why he wants to win, like, competition. Like, he's so crazy competitive, but in this, like, extremely smart frame, you know? And, like, there's a dude in jiu-jitsu called Keenan Cornelius, and he's literally he's Adam Cincerello.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's the... I don't know what it is, man. There is, like... a personality type where it's like borderline. You'd like he's on some sort of spectrum with like the way he thinks about something, like the obsessiveness.
Yeah.
And this Keenan Cornelius dude, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Hyper smart, does his own thing, like beats everybody with intelligence. He's not a physical, because Ace. That's the thing with AC that like people don't get. He's not an athlete. Like if you took your shirt, like if you saw him with his shirt off at a LA Fitness playing a game of pickup basketball, you would not pick him for your team. You'd be like, sorry, Jar Jar Binks, you're gonna start on the bench, you know. But like, he's so smart, he's so focused, like he's such a smart, competitive dude, and it's like he overrides his own unathleticism. Yeah. And then you look at a guy like Ken, the dude looks like.
Yeah, like Jamie Jury from Backyard Blades.
He looks like he was built in a German lab where they're like, we are going to build the finest athlete in the world and he will do motocross. And it's like, that's Ken. AC is not that guy.
Crazy. How's I saw Jet drop back there. Must have tipped her over, eh?
Must have known that he was slaying and probably was not going to be allowed to do Loretta's next year.
Or a team fried sign. That's what it went on the track
and he get him off the bike. That's what it comes down to. So basically the amount of events you can do and where you stay determines if you get a pro license, and you can't go back to amateurs.
So what is the criteria though?
There's multiple. I could be here for a fair while.
Really?
But riders qualifying for the final 40 in pro motocross 250 or 450 and earning more than 40 motocross points in the current year is subject to a section, which means if they earn more than 40 points, it basically means they can't go back to their championship being amateur class
from the program.
Yep. So even though he's riding the M-Soil bike, which is basically the same one as the Geico Honda, he still wouldn't get the opportunity to go back to that class if he earned more points.
I was talking to Townley about it at Coolum when they sort of announced that he was going to go pro this weekend, and Townley's like, it's crazy. He's like, I would not let my kid do that at 16.
Nah.
I don't
Dude,
know.
It's the future, mate. I'm telling you.
The youth.
Look at F1.
Yeah, true.
They're so dialed, man. It's crazy.
F1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think like knowledge and experience, that's like old people talk.
Yeah. No, it is.
I think anyways, like it's just so, like you look at even like gymnastics, for instance.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone peaking at 26 or whatever. Like that's just like where you're so in.
Well, you retired at 26 in those sports, but that's like I think that's the one thing that worries me though with like all this shit, because I agree, like Jet's ready to be pro, like he was running top 5
and he's
in the second moto.
He's literally been riding with all these pros the whole time in Europe since he's been on an 80.
Yeah,
like he went when the whole family packed up and left.
Yeah.
The thing about the motocross thing that I see is it can bite so quickly.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that? You know,
as in that extra injuries, or you want to get hurt when you're young. If you're going to get hurt, that's the time to get hurt. It is the time to do it. And True. It's risky. Like
it's a risky sport.
It's a risky sport. It's, I mean, you know, I don't want to refer to myself, but I almost lost my ankle when I grew up racing, and I was like 13. I've had no issues whatsoever with a break that's bad, you know. But if I broke it now, or like when I was like 21, or like
different story,
it could have been like 2 years, 3 years, and I could still have issues with it. So, and it's the same with a lot of the boys who we work with. You know, they've overcome a lot of serious injuries when they were younger, but the current injuries are the ones that are niggling. They're starting to get older, and it's taking a long time to heal and things like that. So, and what was Ben's biggest concern with like a kid going pro at 16? What more did he say? Like what more they're gonna learn?
No, I just think it's more of like he just doesn't think they're ready for like what comes with doing those full on seasons. Yeah, the pace is up. They're trying to run that pace. I think for me, like I get that, but then on the same side of it though, what I think my worry is like knowing Dunge now. And when he retired, it's like he was 27 and he had no idea what to do with the rest of his life. Yeah. I think that's like the bigger problem. Yeah. Is that if you start at 16, a 10-year career in motocross, you're 26 when you retire. Yeah. And it's like, what have you... what have you got? You know, like
Probably some nice investment properties if you're smart.
Maybe, and if you do well. But then again, it's like if you start young and you finish young, if you don't make it, then you get a chance. Like you can go to college at 26
sure.
or so. I don't
That's
know.
exactly
it's like
right.
it's a complicated thing, eh? Is like, do you just wait? What's 2 more years? But then it's I don't know. There's so many sides to that debate, eh?
And then there's the ability, like, we spoke of like Steve Astafan and Lucas and all these people that surround these athletes. They're not just like their mum and dad. Like, there's so many resources out there for these people to utilize to help them get to where they need to be for when they don't have an income from racing bikes anymore. And a lot of these top dudes have that, and you can make a good career out of it if you do it right.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you're starting young, there's no reason why you can't set yourself up for an early retirement. Sure. Do you know what I mean? But
I just think like there's just
but you're right. You have to be successful.
Yeah, you have to do well.
And in this day and age, being successful is first.
Yeah.
You can't really market second a lot.
No.
But then a lot of riders can turn to utilizing those platforms we spoke of to make an income. Like, who the hell is Buttery Films?
Yeah.
He gets like how many views in YouTube? He probably makes like a crap ton of money just off.
Yeah, he kills it, dude.
Yeah, look at the Deegan family.
Yep.
Someone told me they make a lot of money.
They would make bank off YouTube.
Yeah,
bro.
like I'm talking like 18 something a month potentially.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
They would 100%.
So do you know what I mean? Like these,
and Hailey Deegan don't give a fuck because she's
so
racing
many
NASCAR.
Yeah,
there's so many micro like monetization models.
Yeah.
For these guys to go, it just depends what they want to do and who they're surrounded by, and it's rad. Like, it is so damn cool to be able to ride a dirt bike and make a living out of it.
And to see like Moto follow the surf sort of platform with the free riding stuff, and monetizing it via that way.
Yeah, well, it's I mean, it's hard because surf have done it so long. Like that surf controlled retail for forever. Like the consumer didn't go to a moto store to buy a tee. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it's all changing because of niche brands, and there's so many
e-commerce.
Yeah, exactly.
Instagram ads.
It's that, but it's having the ability now for everyone to make a label and everyone to do this. Like, say Sammy, for instance, like he can make a glove and turn a glove around in like 2 weeks. It's done. Like, there's so many different gear companies, there's startups, there's all these different things. So surf's like really struggling because of their traditional, outlet for income.
But Moto's followed that path though, haven't they?
Yeah, but Moto's starting to really
thrive
because of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that could work without, having these big platforms now to be able to market it and get it out there.
Definitely.
That's what I mean. Obviously, like, they're a sponsor. It's not a plug. Like, it's a part of the conversation. But like MX Store, you look at what they've done, man.
Surf Stitch.
Yeah, it's the same
So
thing.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
who they modelled it off.
Well, I'm pretty sure that those boys are very close with Lex.
Yeah, they are.
So and Lex basically Lex Pedersen. Lex.
Surf Stitch.
Founded Surf Stitch. The whole the B2C model, which is business to consumer. It's changed everything.
The thing too, like with the MX Store guys, like I will watch their ads on YouTube because they shoot super good content, and then like every range release, like that is an investment. It's time. Like they're hiring filmers.
That's off their own back.
Yeah, but that's like the stuff that's that extra mile shit, and then it is that B&C model that goes direct to the consumer. But it's like, what MX Store did, the riders can do that too. Like, they can go direct to consumer. Like, you see, again, Jason Anderson with all the merch stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, he's killing it with his merch stuff now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, Tobes is the same, his
100%.
His merch program's really cool, and there's a bunch of stuff that we're working on as well to try and, plug in more ways for him to market and share his story and, grow that love and support for the whole industry, and
people want someone to follow now too. It's like people want to like pick a hero.
Yeah.
Dude, Shane McElrath 1-1.
Has he ever done that?
Moody. I'm not sure, man. So Cooper second, Martin third, Ferrandis fourth, AC fifth. That's actually a good moto for AC.
Sexton, P6.
Hartcraft with another top 10. That's so good, man. I'm so happy for Shane and that whole team.
Jesse James has shut down West Coast Customs and he's on the tools.
He's on the KTM tools.
Dude, Shane McElroy.
He's looking good.
With the
He's
best
looking really
hairline in the business, too.
Yeah. No, that's Baggett, isn't it? No, it's not Baggett.
I feel like him and Baggett are battling it out for the best hairline.
Throw Pricey in there.
Yeah, there it is. 1-1.
Crazy.
I'm pretty sure he's won an overall before, though.
Maybe an overall. I know
Yeah, I
he's
don't
done
think-
1-1 in.
Yeah, he hasn't got 1-1.
So what's he been struggling with? Back, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he had a back injury in Supercross.
Perseverance and faith.
Fixes everything.
Fixes all. I can definitely vouch for perseverance.
And having Jesse James in your corner.
Yeah.
I can't even spell perseverance.
I don't think I could either. If anyone
If
can
you stick
spell
at it.
perseverance, DM.
Yeah.
If you stick at it, you'll get it.
If you persevere with it. Yeah, the
Oh,
boys.
jeez.
Oh, let's whack on the full fitties.
Yeah.
Damn, the big balls.
So can you
Yeah,
guess the minutes?
What's that?
Oh, is it going to be a next?
So 48, 43, just so I can line it up for anyone that's listening. No, you got to close
I gotta
that
get out of
window,
this.
and then just minimize. No, don't close.
Nah.
Yeah, do that, then go back, and then it'll be Moto 2 Fault Fatty. Oh, when can we talk about Jatz's shit?
Whenever you want.
This one?
Nah, yeah, that one. I think he's gonna come on the potty.
Oh, wow, that'll be cool.
He's gonna do this for the last round.
Nice.
But we'll do like a full potty with him as well. He's never been on like his own podcast.
Yeah.
It's always been with Sam and or at like a live event.
Yeah.
He's been on it 3 times, but he's never just like been on it.
Yeah.
For
No,
his-
that'll be cool.
for
He's
his
got
own
some
app.
cool stuff going on,
He does.
which is cool.
When does Aussie Supercross season start?
I
October?
think the first round is on the 12th.
Keep going to like 11
October.
minutes, mate.
Fortunately, I won't be there. I'll be at the Bathurst 1000.
The Bathurst.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, nah, it's all
Go
good.
back. Oh, I jumped the gun a bit here.
I think this might be highlights from... No?
Oh, yeah, let's watch the highlights then, because I haven't watched the race.
Just going.
All right, here we go. No, that was Pulla.
Go forward.
Yeah. Oh,
So, who are you boys predicting is going to get this 450 ride?
for Honda?
Yeah.
It's Savachi, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's out yet, but I'm pretty sure it's Savachi.
Yeah, right. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Great golfer too, I might add.
Mm.
He was like, he's really, really good. Like
Really?
scratch golfer, yeah.
Good
So-
on him. Golf's hard.
Yes,
Does
it
that
is.
mean Zavachi's going to come out here on a Honda? Or
No,
will
he's coming out
still
here
be
on
under
the
a
Cowie,
Cowie?
Yeah, he'll be on the Cowie contract, and they'll probably, I don't know when they announce it though. I could be so wrong. Dude, have you heard about Mitch's deal in
Yeah.
Europe?
Yep.
Can we talk? Do you reckon we should say it?
No, I don't know. I'm not,
Have I
I'm
told
not
you
saying
who Mitch
anything.
is going to be running for next
I
year?
didn't hear it from you, but I have heard it.
Mm.
So it might be out.
I don't know, yeah. I don't know if we should speculate.
Nah, never.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fuck,
Clickbait.
what's this show good for then? We're supposed to be able to drop shit. It's all I've got, bro. All I've got is just like dropping shit people don't know about. Peyton, world's most American name. How's your podcast going, Matt? You liking it?
Yeah, it's great.
It's really good.
It's actually really hard to watch something, and I think I'd rather just have a yarn.
Yeah.
But
Do you want me to pause it?
no. I've never been good with more than two
Multitasking.
things happening at once. It's like a movie. If it's got more than three people in it, I get real confused.
You liked the new Tarantino movie, but did you?
I did.
I need to go see it.
Because it only had like a few people in it.
Oh, really? Yeah. Have you ever...
I watched Kill Bill 1 and 2 straight after it.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched them?
Nah.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, sick.
Oh, bro. Wiggle.
Oh,
you're a bit,
Kenny.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Ken.
Jesus.
That's pushing.
That was sick, though. All right, so...
I reckon Osborne will have a crack of a rally bike after this.
Following Shorty's
Shorty,
footstep.
I reckon.
Yeah.
He's raced like
Yeah, he's
AORC,
raced everything. Yeah.
like, not AORC, sorry.
What is it, GN?
He's raced at Broken Hill.
He'd love it out there. What's he done?
Hey, man, fucking hell.
Oh, gee. I think he just got a 3-star picket.
Yeah.
Has he done GNCC?
I don't know if he's done GNCC.
Or works, it might have been.
Nah, he's done. He's represented America in the 6 day
Right.
a couple of
Really?
times. Him and Tobes are real good mates.
right.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
done
shit.
really well too. He can definitely ride a motorcycle, as you can see, currently running in P4.
He has had a good season too.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, I wonder what the point situation is here with Tomac. Like, what he actually needs to clinch the title in this moto. Oh, fuck, Mick. What have you done? Turn your wife off, Matty. Nah, it'll come back. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, I just turned my wife.
Yeah, for real. Wait, I don't mind that gear from Kenny. It's pretty cool. It's minimalist. Do less. It doesn't look as rough as Budds Creek normally gets, eh?
No, it looks a bit dry.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't go super deep with
Drier
it.
than normal.
Yeah. Dude, the year that I was there, or the first year that I was there, it was so deep.
Yeah,
Like,
crazy.
bullshit deep. And it was the hottest I've ever been. I'm pretty sure I've told the story on here, but I watched the races from the truck.
Wow.
First time at Budds Creek. Used to be like one of my favourite tracks, and I was like, I'm not doing this shit. Like, I went and I was only allowed to film practice that year. So I like film practice, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done. Oh, Ando.
And he ends up
Threw one straight at the inside, didn't he?
Ready, he drops here too. Bang, into the
Oh.
pickets.
Oh, that was a gnarly move.
Just got fried.
Yeah, he did just get fried. Team fried.
Oh.
It's going to be hard for you guys to follow at home.
Slow wait.
Yeah, just or press play again, see what. No, that's not doing shit.
First time in the studio, eh, boys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to have some
these things
TV.
have
A few
Bro.
little glitches.
Yeah, oi.
Oh, no.
Black Hawk down.
Oh well, Matty's fucking
He got his wish.
Matty's like, yeah, did it on purpose.
Got
He
his
just started
wish.
downloading Game of Thrones, Kill Bill 3.
Damn.
What was Tarantino's last one in the what was the name of that one in the with like the Western
Django?
Django Unchained.
Django.
Have you? No. Oh, was it Django Unchained? No, it wasn't Django Unchained. No, there was another one. Can you please look that up, Mick, while we wait for this shit to load? Does someone knock on the door? No, it's Wade at his office. We haven't got the soundproofing yet finished either. Yeah, what was the name of that? You've seen Django, but
Yeah, it was awesome.
okay, so you've
Yeah.
seen Django.
Yeah.
This is.
I
killing
just
me
love the
right now.
name Tarantino.
It is a good name.
I know, and
Seriously.
Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino, so good.
Like, you can just tell, like, that guy was going to be something.
Yeah, yeah. But I wonder if that's.
I wonder if he's got any sisters or brothers or
I wonder if
siblings.
it's his real name.
Hateful
true.
Eight.
The Hateful Eight. Have you seen that,
Nah,
bro?
it's good.
So this is your movie. He literally made this for you. There's 8 characters, and it's in one room for the whole movie. I'm not even joking.
I've got it.
I'm not even joking. It's 8 people.
There's no twins. No,
Nothing.
Nah,
Nothing
we're-
will
we're
confuse
good.
you in this movie.
We're good.
There's one girl, so you don't even have to follow that. And then there's Samuel L. Jackson's in it. Who else is in it? Fuck, it's a sick cast, bro. A sick cast.
Nice.
Sick movie. Easiest movie in the world for you to follow.
I'll have to
It's
do it.
made for you.
Mick, you'll have to send me the...
I'll send you the IMDb recommendation as well.
Maybe just give her a refresh, Nicholas Cage.
It was good. I actually went gold class. I've never been before.
I was blown away that you'd never done.
I
Gold
told
Class
I'm not a
before.
movie guy.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you just don't really go to the movies, eh?
Nah.
Wonder why that just tripped out like that.
All right, we're back on,
Just
guys.
a recap, we are back.
I reckon we're gonna have to fast forward a bit, right? Where are we?
We're about where we were.
Oh, okay, cool. That was good timing. I think it also caught Marv off guard.
Morph.
Marv? I think it caught Marv off guard.
It's so gnarly how fast these guys are.
Yeah.
Like, I was at the last round at Coolum when Toddy won, and he was riding real fast. And when, hey, look, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did a one-hander.
Gave him a wave.
And I know when Toddy was here competing, I think he got... Did he crack the 10? I should probably know this.
Yeah.
In a moto? I don't think he cracked the top 10 overall.
Not an overall, but I think he got a 9.
I think he got in the top 10.
But the leaders are fairway in front, and it's just...
It's scary when you go to Coolum and you see how much he smokes everybody else.
Just to see it in real life, you're just like, God damn.
The crazy thing that I always say to people in America is like, when they're braking, you can hear the ground move.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's not, and that's not even like a joke or an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Like, they're just hitting the ground so hard with so much force, trying to pull these things up. And the speed of like where they're on the throttle to where they hit the brakes, it's like they're not braking for very long, and they're just like throwing it into the turns.
Yeah. Out of this whole class, who do you think is the most relatable to Stefan Evert's style?
Kenny.
Oh, Ken more than Marv. Marv is like a Jean-Michel Bell kind of guy.
Kenny's just so, I don't know, just that standing.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Kenny at
he's smooth, but
Unadilla
he's
was
aggressive.
ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that.
We can chuck it on after this, mate. What a crazy crew, though, eh? You got all the 3 Baker boys.
What do you reckon of Marv's gear?
Terrible.
The banana gear?
Dude, honestly, like...
Yellow's my unlucky colour.
Is it?
I used to wear it and just cartwheel.
What, you had yellow alloy gear, eh?
No, it was Fox.
Was it?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one.
I won't be wearing yellow on the way to the Cape.
Oh, yeah.
Tip of Australia trip.
So when's the Cape? Must be
The
2
Wednesday
weeks?
after Day in the Dirt, we leave to ride motorbikes to the tip of Australia. For how long? 10 days?
Yeah, 5 up, 5 back.
Fantastic.
Yeah, God's
It's gonna be
country.
sick.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
It's going to be nuts.
I
Can't
mean,
wait.
Matty and I's 3rd trip to the tip. So we're going to... Dad's riding his 250 rally. He's got it prepped and ready to rip. Has he got better tyres on it?
He's put duct tape on the guards to stop it from getting scratched.
Oh, fuck, has he?
Yeah.
Wait,
full adventure.
dad move.
Wait, so Dad bought this new Colorado, like his new ute, and then he's never had a new car in his life. He's 50, never had a new car. So then he gets his new Colorado, and he's like so precious with it. They drive it to Hadar and get fucking sandblasted by a semi,
no.
and then the windscreen cracks. Like, just everything got thrown at it, and then when he got home, something fell off the shelf in the garage and dented his bonnet.
On the new car.
He just copped
no.
it, the poor bastard. Eh? Oh, I felt so bad for him. Dude, what a sick battle, eh? These guys are having a go right now. So they're Ken's 7 seconds ahead of Ando, who's also having a go.
Yeah. Is that Tommy Weeks?
Dude, I don't know, man. Maybe.
He just looks in form, hey?
Yeah.
When it's like this.
Tuned in, bro. He looks like a stormtrooper. Yeah, he just pushes through everything like an absolute beast.
You run Alpinestars gear, eh?
Yeah, I do.
You like it?
I do.
I've never worn it.
I like any gear.
Can you tell the difference in gear? Like, is there stuff
There's
that you
some
like?
new like fabrics and stuff that I think Gay Stars are doing, like a super tech Venom.
They're going for like the full techie vibe.
Dodgeball Venom Lycra. No, I think I just know how big that company is, how much technology and time is invested in that stuff. Like, I see all the stuff that they've developed for Toby in the past with his rally stuff, and I just think you just can't go past those guys as far as totally having their shit together.
Development.
Yeah.
Especially with the MotoGP stuff. Like, they have a suit that I don't know if a lot of people know, but it's a suit that it's developed to inflate on certain amounts of G-forces. So once a rider hits, like, and that's predominantly when he hits the ground, as soon as before he hits the ground, it actually
deploys.
Tobes they do have the same stuff for rally and stuff as well.
Really?
It's wild.
Is it released yet?
Oh, I don't know.
It's developed now to the point, like at the start, you couldn't put it back. But I believe, I don't know about Toby stuff and that, but the GP guys can actually put it back into its place now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it works good, eh?
Oh, it's saved.
It's unbelievable.
Like saved lives.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So
I don't know if anyone else makes
video of that.
I don't know if
after
anyone
this.
else makes them.
No, I know, like, Dainese, like in the road world, Dainese has their D-Air, which is quite similar, but Alpinestars was the first
Dainese are doing mountain bike gear now. Troy. Yeah, Troy, one of our boys wears it, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
But literally, like, it's a life-saving thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to, like, obviously, like Formula One and that, it'll come to the street market and obviously aftermarket for us as well.
Yeah, definitely. Do you reckon they'll have
killing it right now, dude?
Do you reckon they'll have halos on dirt bikes one day?
That's the crazy thing about.
What do you think?
Nah.
Some sort of device?
Nah.
Man. We're bull riders. Like, really, that's what it is. Like, it's like, you ride motocross, you're a bull rider.
Yeah.
They're not Honda Odyssey,
we
are
don't.
they?
F1 doesn't even have grid girls anymore. We got grid kids. It's crazy.
Grid kids. Yeah, it's probably
That's even creepier.
fucking weirder. Yeah. Grid kids.
I think it's
show us your tits.
You just
Tits
say that.
out for the boys.
It wouldn't go down well at Bathurst.
Nah. Well, no. Supercars have pulled their grid girls too, mate.
It's all over?
Yeah, it's like Australia's most
talked about thing, eh?
No, it's just it's like what it is, right?
The Australian festival.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be. That's
you know where hasn't pulled their promo girls? Summer Nats.
I actually would love to go to Summer Nats.
Dude, I'm not going to Summer Nats unless I'm going with Brock.
Yeah. No,
that's on the list.
Bathurst is wild, mate. I've
still never been.
They used to bury their booze.
Yeah.
And like, if you didn't do a burnout driving into the top of the hill,
the compound.
Yeah, you would get like canned. And like your car nearly set on fire.
2000 and I was camping there.
What
I think
if I was in a Vito?
Do you know there's a sick moto track just behind that?
Like motocross?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we pitched an idea to Supercars to actually have an event there.
Yeah, right.
It's a full 40 gate.
Proper moto.
Yeah, it's literally you know at the top of Mount Panorama. You turn around from watching the start.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and then there's the motocross track right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So you could have two of Australia's biggest bogan sports in
Central.
In the one building,
exclusive of Summer Nats.
Because they did a Supercross. That was there.
That was in
about 2014.
That
maybe?
was in Bathurst, but the problem is how many people go to Bathurst every year?
Nearly 200,000 over the whole.
There's like 4 cabs in Bathurst.
Yeah,
and people don't want to leave the mountain, you know, like. And
I'd have something there.
It didn't do really well, but.
So where was it?
It was literally at the as you drive into the racetrack, it's at the bottom of the hill.
Oh, okay.
So you go into the main street of Bathurst and you turn left to go to Mount Panorama, and then the showground is on the right. And they had the Supercross at the showground,
not at the racetrack.
Nah.
Yeah.
If they and I think, I mean, I don't want to talk about Supercars on this segment, but
you say whatever you want.
I think they really need to tap into a younger demographic.
Yep.
You know, it's so loungy and you know the old boys. Yeah, no disrespect to the old boys, they're amazing, you know. But I think if those type of events don't really utilize people's resources and ideas to bring, you know, that whole festival and, like I said, vibe. Could you imagine? I'm pretty sure you can make a Team Fried video at Bathurst with the moto event, and it was under lights too. That was the concept. Fortunately, we didn't go to head. I think it was due to backlash from campers, and you know they fill the top of that hill with thousands and thousands of campers that would have had to be removed to have a pit area and all that sort of stuff. So I understand that side as well, but that's for Australia, that's like,
Well, look how well it all worked at Clipsal for you guys.
yeah, for sure. People want those events back, you know. Like, unfortunately, Chili Peppers sucked up a lot of our budget to do the split rhythm concept.
Yep.
We did a few years ago, and it did really, really well. You know, we had like a full, pretty much a party atmosphere and things like that. But that's like the second biggest event, you know,
In Australia, right? Yeah.
Second to, I think it's the Oz Open. So
And that, like,
they
you
get
know, we've been to
300,000 people.
heaps of different things around, like NASCAR and stuff like that. That split rhythm was one of the funnest events I've been to date.
Sick, eh?
Dave,
It's better than the sport.
Dave Ellis did an amazing job there, and you know, the SA government are unbelievable with their events, and you know, they have the World Solar Challenge. There's, you know, I know for a fact that I'd love to have the Dakar in Australia, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get there.
Do you reckon South Australia could have Dakar? Like, would it have the terrain?
If
They got like some deserts.
They got
and
the
stuff
Flinders
in it.
Ranges.
Flinders, and you tap into the west side, the west coast.
Yeah.
You know, like that whole.
Because you could get like start from Adelaide to Perth or something like that.
Yeah, well, the Garn runs through there, and like, it's all doable.
Yeah.
You know, if they can make it happen in Saudi, they can make it happen in Australia. I couldn't think of a more better country. The only thing is, it's a navigation based race, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of the terrain's fairly, you know, worn in Australia. So that's definitely, like, you know, my buddy Lockie just flew a helicopter with Jacko Strong. They just flew a helicopter from Alice Springs to Wagga, I think, and he said he saw the most incredible terrain he's ever seen.
How crazy is that, eh?
Like, we just don't see it at all. You know, it's so beautiful out there.
We don't celebrate those areas enough.
Nah.
It's just crazy how, like, I just don't think people realise how big Australia is.
Nah,
like, it's going to take 5 days for us to ride from Cairns,
Yeah.
which is basically the most northern city in Australia, on the east coast of Australia. It's going to take us 5 days to ride to the tip of Australia.
Yeah.
Like,
And everyone's like, oh, Cairns is at the top. No, it's not at the top. It's not even close to the top. It's like not even, you know, it's 2/3 of the way up.
Yeah. For me, I don't think we really utilize it the best to our ability, and I think a lot of people that are in positions to make things happen, you know, they see our population so small and things like that. But, you know, like, it's no different to, like, Red Bull TV, what they've done with the UCI downhill. Like, they get 3 million live viewers, like, for that whole, just that session to show the final runs. Like, that is a lot of people.
Well, even Straight Rhythm did massive numbers.
Exactly. Like
Rampage.
And why wouldn't you want to have that kind of race like the Dakar in a first world country? Like, it's just the perfect.
Plus, you're taking
concoction.
away all of that danger. Not all the danger, but so much of, like, the logistical danger that the riders are
I'm trying to organise a passport right now for Toby. A visa for him to go over there, and I can't even find an English one.
Really?
Like, and I'm like, you know, and then how many people are going over there to compete? Apparently, there's no even, like, road infrastructure and things like that. Yeah.
And, like, that guy's the guy that won it, and it's hard to find. You know, like, that's. You imagine just
maybe I just suck at my job.
Maybe.
You imagine being a privateer.
Got him this far.
Being a privateer person that's not aligned with. It'd be so hard.
Crazy, and that's not even. That's only the dirt bike guys. You've got the trucks and
all the mechanics and
infrastructure.
Trying to set that up logistically would be so gnarly.
So money must have changed hands to get it there.
55 mil.
That's what it is?
Yeah, 55 mil for 5. No, it might be a bit more.
That's gnarly.
I think it's more, actually. I think it might be more to 80 for 5 years it's there. So when you think of it, it's not a lot. Not for 5 years.
Not considering the
really.
TV numbers around the world.
Yeah,
It'd be
it's
huge.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think like a KTM rider's media value is about 1.5 million euro.
Wow.
So that's
for
just
that 1 week of, like, the exposure that they get in terms of, like, news, TV coverage, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit.
Yeah. And that's not through their personal channels.
How much of the stats do you go through after Dakar for Toby?
Lots.
Like, do you look at all of his posts and shit?
No, so we'll, like, conduct a report. So we'll basically we'll basically obtain all the assets that we've created through, like, posts and so on, which we'll utilize from Red Bull Red Bull content pool.
Yeah.
And then we'll just distribute them through all Toby's platforms. He doesn't have the ability to get on social media throughout the whole duration of the event, so we'll do a lot of it. And then we'll basically package everything up and we'll present it to all our, investors and sponsors and media cover, media outlets. And then we'll also use those to sell commercial. So, their value, So basically we'd be like, this is his media value from this race. And then, if you're interested in, sponsoring Toby, this is how, we go about it. So it's, it's a massive part of Toby's program and anyone who's competing at that event. Like it's the biggest off-road event in the world. It's incredible.
It's just up to you to like leverage it.
Yeah,
as an
for sure.
athlete. Yeah.
And Australia is the least supportive country, really.
It's crazy, yeah.
Man, South America like literally turns off for the week. I know, the factory in Austria with KTM, they follow it like crazy. So it's definitely a beast. And I think if we ever have the opportunity to have it in Australia, it would be amazing, for everyone.
They're switching it around. Like it'd be so like it'd make so much sense for them to do it while Toby's still racing it too.
For sure. I think that's why there's definitely a lot of interest there from some of these governments, and it's especially the SA government. It's amazing,
Those 2 wins that he's got, like you have a look at the success of, and I'm not saying it's all because of Toby, but the Transmoto events and that. The amount of people that are riding enduro now, like
and the amount of people
enduro,
on KTMs
on
and
KTMs
Huskies, dude, is
purely
so absurd.
Yeah,
there's a lot from him. It's huge.
It is definitely
the sport,
but they've
invested so much in like the grassroots level of racing.
What they've done and the products, what they're creating are unbelievable. Like like you can't and it's you listen to so much stuff, these days with. Marketing and social media and traditional marketing, and a lot of it is becoming quite, we're becoming more prone to, picking up on who's promoting things and who's doing this. A lot of it stems down to like just good quality products. Like, if Alpinestars posted a photo of a Tech 20 boot, like they could do it on an iPhone and they're probably still going to sell the same amount. It's the best boot, like, or, beg to differ, but it's just down to good quality products, and KTM are making really really good products in the adventure world as well, and it's versatile across all different countries. So they're really smart. They're doing an amazing job, and then they attach the ambassadors to the brands like they have, and they control it. They can literally say how much people are getting paid and how much they're doing because they're at the top,
Man, I can't. Have I spoke about the 6 hour since? I don't think we have.
I don't think we actually have. No.
Dude, so like I rode my 450 for the first 3 laps of that race.
Yeah.
And then I was just over. I was super sick. I was over it. Like the bike sucked.
You
like,
did have your
full
vagina.
blown flu.
Oh man, I was on that day. Fuck, I was cool. And anyway, so I do the first 3 laps. I was over. I was like,
you looked the part though. I was actually kind of jealous.
I did look good. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, Scotty Runsman for that one. But yeah, so and the boys from Bell. So I'm on that 450, and I was like, pretty much, I just didn't want to do another lap. So then I said to Matty, I was like, "Oi, do you care if I go out and do a lap on yours?" Because Ives was out on his bike, and Matt's like, "Yes, take mine." It was so ridiculous. It wasn't like it was a bit of a difference. It was, I hated riding. I loved riding. And it's not hyperbole. It was that big of a difference.
Yeah.
I got on the 350. I'd already done 3 laps at this point, which were like 7-hour laps for me.
Yeah.
And I got on the 350. So what is your exact model? EXC?
Yeah.
So Matt's got a 350 EXC. It was bullshit.
Yep.
Like the thing rode itself. I couldn't believe it. And there was the thing that I was thinking, I've never rode a bike where, like the 450, you hit the throttle and it will pull your arms.
Yeah.
Like it gives you that jolt. And you're like, fuck, you've got to hang on. Everything tightens up.
That's just the 150 cc's.
Yeah.
You're not packing in the 350 that you were on the 450.
It's the way that it gives you the power. Like there was no no matter what I did to the throttle, I had enough power to get over everything I wanted. I was jumping up the hills, like past the big holes. Like everything was so perfectly delivered. And I didn't have any jolt. And the other thing that surprised me on that bike as well, and it's probably the way that you've set it up, I could stand up and put my head over the front of the bike, whether it was on an uphill or a downhill, and I had total confidence in the front end. Like I didn't have to think of, I was just thinking about the track, not traction. And it fully blew my mind. I was like, I'm never doing this on a bike that's not that ever again. Like it was
the balance they have.
Oh man,
What do you ride, Mick?
the world's sickest WR450.
Well, you actually liked it, so
I
don't
did
mock
like it.
That's because
You know
it was
why I
slow.
like it? Like,
And it
you know why I
didn't
liked
pull
it?
WR100.
You know why I liked it?
Because it was
Because
slow.
I had 14 psi in the rear tire. I come off for 30 psi and I got a mixed bike. And
This thing grips well.
I was like, dude, this bike is so sick. Like I was full pumped. And Mick's like, do you like it? He's like, oh, the suspension's set up for me. And I'm like, nah, this thing's awesome, dude. It's so much better than mine.
That's
It was,
classic.
it was probably the tires.
But I'll ride anything that anyone lends me. But no, I got a WR450 currently.
Nice.
With stock Yamaha grips.
nice.
Yeah.
That things last forever.
They last forever.
Because they just roll around.
No, they actually do.
They
One
last
of my
forever, though.
mates,
They're the shittest
I
things
swear
ever.
he used to just rotate them like he'll just pull a set off his 2012 when he gets his 2013 and then puts it on.
Weaver. Wait, you know how like I was saying that those gloves, like those grips are the worst.
He doesn't
ever.
even
Arm
wear
pumps in
gloves when he
Yeah,
practices.
he doesn't
You don't
wear
need
gloves
gloves.
with them, bro.
Because you get arm pump from them.
He practices and he doesn't wear gloves with those stock Yamaha grips.
Yeah.
It's the craziest. Dude, Weaver needs a podcast.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Fuck, he's the craziest.
You want to
dude ever.
keep all my mates off this podcast whenever you can.
That's like Todd was talking about his party at like after party at Coolum, and I was like, yeah, I went home, bro. Like I know how you are. Like it's a bad news deal.
Yeah, we had a ball.
Oh, it looked pretty fun. I was actually pretty devout. I didn't stay. I should have. I'll do it next year.
After parties of like it gives you a reason to party,
Yeah.
which always makes it
Instead
fun.
of just a party, it's a...
It's
Yeah.
so
It is.
justified.
I think the Red Bull party the first year Toes won Dakar, we got kicked out of the Red Bull party with the chick who was running the party.
How does the dude that won the race get kicked out of his own party?
Oh, it was pretty funny actually.
Dude, how's Ando just straight up catching and passing Ken?
Yeah, crazy.
I always look at Ken's bike now after hearing Todd talk about it. Like, hearing him talk about his suspension and like how crazy active it
Yeah,
was.
I can't wait to listen to that podcast.
It's a good podcast, old Toddy. I think a lot of people learn, like, that's what I love about doing the podcast is I think a lot of people learn so much more, like, in depth about him. Like, I got so many.
Of course, they got to listen to him talk for 3 hours. They got no fucking choice.
But I think, like, it just, yeah, I don't know. People just seem to be surprised by everyone, but it's, I don't know. It's
That's
just because
it's long format media, bro.
it's true. Look at like Dean, dude. Like people, that's the most misunderstood dude in motocross.
Yeah.
It's cool too that he's doing so much like social media shit now too. He's like actually having a crack. It's not Team Fried level,
No,
but I mean at least he's like
him and his chick having
posting and-
an awesome time. You know, it's cool.
Dean
He's
Dundee.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Dean Dundee.
Dean Dundee. Nah, Dean Ferris.
Oh, that Dean.
Yeah,
Dean.
Dean Dundee. I can't wait till Jats is back. I miss that bastard.
Yeah, old Jackson. I think he's back on Friday, mate.
He is. We're gonna maybe hopefully we can get everything together and like announce his deal maybe on the podcast, or is he gonna have enough shit together?
Don't know.
Matty's been doing all Jats' stuff. It looks sick. Jats is gonna be one of the coolest looking motherfuckers on the track for Supercross.
Possibly.
No, he will be.
Yeah, no, it should be fun.
How long's he been in the States for now?
3 months, bro. He was
Is it
only
3
gone
months?
for a month.
Yeah,
Wow.
but he broke his collarbone when he first got over there.
Did he?
Yeah, there you go.
Did he just not tell anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he had a bit of a tip over, I think.
Surgery? Or
I'm not sure if it was at the go-karts or the track. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Wait, dude, how's he just goes and gets the lap record there every time he goes, bro?
Crazy.
He's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Get down, Hurley.
4 wheels is tricky.
Yeah.
How's Marvin on that line there? What a battle. We got
Yeah, Barsh is in there now.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam running the A-Stars gear too. I like that set.
I've always liked Barsh's gear. Helmets a lot.
Yeah, he always looks good, eh?
How was
Yeah.
the art collab he did? Todd was saying, did you see it? And they've had the paint.
No?
Oh,
The splatter
yeah,
gear?
the paint was actually coming off the gear, and it was like all over his bike and
Really?
stuff. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that's what Toddy was saying. So if I'm wrong, just
Blame Todd.
DM him.
Who cares? no one's fact checking. You can
Unfollow him on
say anything. Yeah, unfollow Todd. No, unfollow Toby. Todd's cool. Toby was supposed to be doing this podcast too, by the way. For anyone listening, if you want to send hate mail.
Call him out in public.
Yeah, send hate mail. We're starting the new trending hashtag, fuck Tony. Mentioned it a few times on the podcast.
God.
Yeah, I wonder why he doesn't want to come on, eh?
That one won't make the monthly analytic reports.
Of Toby's trending hashtag.
Trending hashtag.
Toby's engagements were up a lot this last week with a fuck Tony hashtag.
Nah. Man, what that guy is. Yeah, we just wrapped up a rebel project with him.
Yeah.
And the shit I saw that guy doing at his trophy truck was absolutely mind blowing. I think that edit drops in like November. The Hype Republic did that one.
The boys.
They did a really good job with the Red Bull Australia guys, and Tobes had that idea for a while. So
has that come out? Like nothing really has come out about that.
You probably would have like crew would have seen stuff.
Oh, because he was posting like stories and shit.
Yeah. So the concept's really cool, and I don't want to speak out about it, but it's really sick, and I think what he's done with the trophy truck thing is pretty sick. Whatever.
So is it a Toby concept?
Yeah. So it's sort of like hopefully it'll roll out more than one like edit that he'll put out. Sort of like the BJ Baldwin stuff. Like
nice.
What was his
Recoils.
Yeah,
they were good.
Yeah, so
really good.
Similar
Dirt
kind
Shark.
of vibe.
So was like, are you going for the Dirt Shark?
Nah,
vibe?
more like Mud Dolphin.
You going for a Mud Dolphin vibe? Fuck yeah, Matty.
Yeah,
dude, it's so crazy. He actually tried to fight Wes and Ryan Walters at Loretta's because Walt was in a dolphin suit shooting, and now Walt does all the Dirt Shark videos.
Crazy, eh?
Was that Ash Hodges?
Ash Hodges, yeah. Tomac,
3 laps
to go.
Looks like I'm $100
Matty,
up,
yeah.
boys.
Matty, first time on the podcast, and calling Nostradamus.
Yeah.
Huge coin too.
Walking away.
Huge coin. Walking away with the big win.
Walking away with the big dollars.
Matty's shout at the Burley pub tonight at about 7 p.m. We'll be there. If anyone wants to come, Matty's putting $100 down on the bar. Go Tomac, ET1.
All these fans up there.
3 of them on the hill.
Hey, I'm an ET fan.
Nah, you've always been an ET fan too.
Yeah,
same.
I'm like, people think I don't like him. I don't not like him. I just criticize him when he does dumb shit that is to be criticized.
You got some pretty heavy hate mail earlier in the year about that. And there
I
was
got
nothing
the
to
dude's
say.
helmet in my other studio. Like, I'm a fucking fan of the guy.
I actually
Look at that. See that shit?
That was sick.
Damn, he's G.
That's
like
a
his
fast bike too.
His bike squats like he weighs like 400 kilos. You know when like a bigger dude like just
Like a
rips a turn
Millsaps,
and it doesn't move?
Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
Look at that thing. Yeah, the WR.
Yeah, happens every week.
Eat. Yeah, the thing is just sick. And it's funny because I remember there was a lot of, hate for that bike, and people were saying, unless you steered a lot with the rear wheel, like RV did, you couldn't do it. But
he seems to figure it out.
Did he struggle when he first got on that thing?
Yeah, for sure.
So the Cowie guys have just...
But to be fair though, like
they've actually done their job.
he came off like the best Honda ever though.
Yeah, that thing was
Like,
a weapon.
Yeah, that Honda when he was on that last year,
When he wheelied over Daytona.
all of Daytona, he did an entire lap on the back wheel.
That was psycho, wasn't
Run
it?
over Stewart.
Was that 16?
15 or 16. It was one of those.
Yeah.
But like that bike that he was on, and then the one like what he rode at Glen Helen, and then he rode at Hangtown, Glen Helen, then Colorado when he finally crashed and broke his shoulders off.
Oh, that was psycho.
But how fast was he going? Like,
Yeah.
I still to
Crazy.
this day think that apart from Ben Townley at Conondale 2012, that's the fastest anyone's ever rode a motorcycle ever.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, like no joke. I think that's the fastest anyone's ever gone.
He
He put a minute on Dunn.
He hit the deck, didn't he?
Didn't he? What?
There's still a dent there.
I'm pretty sure both of his shoulders touched.
Yeah,
like,
there's a
each
whoop
other.
there
They
now.
like gave each other a high five.
There's like a little Tomac section.
You seen those new fold phones? That's what he
The
did.
Galaxy. I think they recalled them things.
Yeah, they're
They
done.
catch fire.
They just suck. No one wants to fold their phone.
Sorry to that brand.
Don't say sorry to those
No
guys.
brand.
They deserve it.
They're fine.
That's the thing. We only give people shit when they deserve it. I try to be super positive, but like Eli Tomac crashing 2 years in a row at New York to lose the Supercross Championship, you're gonna get shit for that. Because I'm such a good rider.
Yeah. Oh God.
three motocross championships in a row.
Yep.
Like a total boss, dude.
Yeah, and his competition hasn't sucked either.
No
Yeah,
way.
it's not an empty time.
Yeah,
I think the class is as stacked as it's ever been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for sure, dude.
There was like Wyndham and like
Chad.
yeah, like there was a point. It was pretty stacked, but I
But like
think
4 dudes maybe that were like
Yeah.
really good. Because then you went to like Villeman,
yeah,
who's not winning shit.
the Cobra.
Yeah, La Cobra.
Zakharova.
Look, dude, you got Tomac, Anderson, Musquin. All right, so let's go. Tomac champion, Anderson champion, Musquin world champion,
Multi.
AMA champion, Osborne champion, Barsha champion, Roxon champion, Wilson didn't win a title. Champion outdoors.
champion.
Then you got Cunningham, makes great muffins, Plessinger champion, Short,
Which
yeah,
Short?
Anyway, we can go through there. But like the whole top, almost the
Stacked
whole
10.
top 10. And there's dudes out. Baggett's not
Toshiki representing Japan. What a legend.
Toshiki-san. And then you've got Baggett's out right now. Who else is out right now? Sealy is out injured. Former champion as what? No, he never won.
Savachi.
Tickle got done for drugs.
Savachi,
Tickle's out.
Tickle's out for juicing.
R.I.P.
Savachi's out.
Bring back the tick.
Well, how was
Christian Craig's out.
Yeah, he got done for.
He got done for naughty water.
Yeah, too much coffee.
Yeah. I heard what that was about. I don't know if I want to say it though.
Yeah, don't.
A certain trainer making his own supplements.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I literally think it was like a liquid.
Einstein.
Yeah, young Einstein put bubbles in beer.
That is like the dumbest thing. So what do you got to do today? I might try and make my own supplement.
There's not enough on the market
No, but
now.
he's a trainer dude to like a lot of people, road racing and everything.
Nah, it's
and he
not
was
cool.
making his own supplement. But the
He
thing,
obviously has never watched Icarus.
yeah, true. Or like just any UFC, like so many dudes get popped for taking like pre-workout and shit because they all make them in Japan, in China, and it's like all these it's like fucking gear companies.
Not
like,
HF Protein, mate. It's
Nah.
blended here right on the Gold Coast. Prestige blended.
plug. But yeah, so they
Ring the
just
bell.
like they don't really have the same process of like cleaning out the vat, so they might make like some super illegal shit that like people don't care that gets sold in fucking Finland or something.
Yeah.
ET3 gets it done. The great man.
Pay up, boys.
Pay up. Are we splitting it, Nick? Are you in on it?
No, I'm not sure.
That's got to feel so good, dude.
Is he?
What a gangster.
What is reckon? He's going to go down as one of the best outdoors.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Ever?
I straight up think he's the fastest. That when he was on the
Look at that
Honda, I think
helmet.
that's the fastest a dude's ever gone on
Yeah.
a bike. Like, who puts a minute on Dungey in second?
It's crazy, eh?
Garth Milan was, he shoots every round, but Garth has shot everybody. Everybody that's ever fucking done good on a motorbike for the last 15 years.
What is he, like 100?
He's getting up there. He's in his 40s. He's fucking there. He saw him. But he...
that beard.
Yeah, it's the beard, I reckon. It's good to see him smile, too.
Yeah.
We'll turn this up.
Camo hat.
Oh, look, he's got a camo hat.
Camo hat.
From Bass Pro.
Yeah.
Wait, Yeti should do a monster collab with him, like a Yeti with like a monster engraved in it.
God, I love Yeti.
When I went 1-1, that's the point I knew.
Yeah. Good on him. Imagine the fish he's going to catch after this weekend.
What's he? Yeah, what does he do?
Hunt and fishes.
And wakeboards.
Yeah. Mountain bikes.
Oh, mountain
Yeah,
bikes.
mountain
Yeah.
bikes.
He's
So
a bit of an outdoors.
Yeah, it's
Look
awesome,
at the
man.
beard. Of course, he's an outdoorsman.
Probably hangs with his chick.
Good on him.
I always wonder where some of these boys meet their girls. Like, they're just...
Right there, see?
Oh.
on the
Just
on
on
the podium.
just on the end there.
Yeah. Right.
Instagram.
Or the DMs. Give him a 5, bro. Oh, he's left full burn. Do you see that? He just fully left him hanging. Yeah, light her up.
They need to sort this out. This is the least smokiest burnout. I made more smoke in my kitchen.
Look at that mullet on that fella over there on the right.
Where?
Far right.
Oh, dude. Whoa.
Missed it.
And speed dealers. Go back. Go back.
Oh. Hey, boys, you got nothing nice to say. Don't say it at all.
No,
it's a good one.
It's appreciation.
Really good. It's prime.
Getting that gold helmet. All right, you're right there.
Oh, yeah.
In the speed dealers.
Yeah.
Gangster.
It's prime.
That is gangster right there. How many monsters?
Dude, how's all the Harley merch? Crazy.
Oh, I missed it. I wasn't looking.
Walk into a General Pants, it's like you walked into a Harley Davidson dealership.
Really?
It's
Really?
nuts.
No shit.
Well, they sell it on Harley stuff.
Crazy. Yeah. So what? Oh, there you go.
Got that gold bell.
He got his way faster than
He got
Tobes.
his, yeah. Wait, Gary from Australia.
Where-
Did you see that service?
No, that was Benny Tonzi. Shout out to Benny, mate.
Nah, but I'm saying Gary because Gary's the one that gave Toby his.
Yeah.
Late.
We have a global deal with Bell, mate.
Oh, so you did. No, you got it from Gary though, right?
Yeah,
You got the helmet from Gary.
Yeah, I didn't.
Toby did.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He got his quick. He got his real quick.
FX Store Express. I actually brought something off FX Store today and got it delivered
Today.
Yeah, it's not same day delivery, but MX Store's
It's like 400 meters away. What'd you buy?
I went in the other day and they're like, oh, what account do you want that under? And I was like, this is actually the first time I've been in here.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
You got to deliver, and it's like, no joke, it'd be 600 meters away. What'd you buy?
I bought a steel sprocket, some nuts, and
What'd you buy a steel sprocket for?
tire levers because I need to gear the bike up for the Cape. Yeah.
So you just went the El Cheapo
Are you
route.
taking 350?
Yeah. That's all I got.
I don't know what I'm taking yet. I might be taking mixed WR. Or did you talk to KTM?
Nah, not yet.
Might be taking mixed 350.
Nah, we'll get it. sorted.
She's a bit big for you, mate. That 450.
Yeah, a lot of bike.
A whole lot of
A lot of man, a lot
And
of
you're
bike.
gonna get some arm pump with those standard grips too.
Fuck, if I'm oh yeah, actually that's what I was meaning to do after we rode. I'm gonna go on MX Store and I'm gonna gift you a set of new
Did
some
you rip
grips.
his?
Huh?
Did you rip the grip?
No, they're
Uh-huh.
fucking shit.
Factory-
It's so bad.
Nick
Factory
probably
Yamaha.
likes them, mate.
Do you like them or
I
you
love-
just don't buy them? You just haven't bought new
I
ones?
just don't have money.
Yeah,
I just,
see?
I just
Yeah,
go
see,
to
he's just not buying
factory
them.
Yamaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm looking it up. I was just like, this is torture. MX Store's new slogan is "Ride more," and your grips are preventing you from doing that.
Ride less grips.
Yeah. What are these grips? Oh, these are the ride less grips.
Yeah.
What's going on here? They're just showing the 3 people that come out to support Eli.
Good on him.
Like
That's
that
sick.
jersey.
So
That
sick.
jersey is cool.
I can't see it. It's camo.
Yeah, what jersey? All I can see is a floating number 1. Yeah, well that's it. That's the motocross done and dusted.
Sick. That was good.
That's like the first race you've watched pretty much this year, right?
Yeah. First race I watched. It's just easy to just jump on there and watch the highlight recaps real quick.
Yeah.
But sick. I love it. It's great.
That's still coming through, and I've turned that all the way down. Don't know how that works.
Look at the trophy. It looks like something from the American government.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the Oval Office trophy.
Mm.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you, Tomac.
How's the Monster Athlete portfolio at the moment? It's just unbelievable. X Games was just all over it.
Yeah.
Rockstar. Their portfolio is phenomenal. Whereas, like Red Bull here's obviously a major sponsor of that series. You've got Red Bull TV doing the UCI. I think the last round there was three monster athletes on the podium at the
downhill.
At the downhill. It's their portfolio is just phenomenal.
Well, they just sell so many drinks in the US.
I don't even think it's about that.
Yeah.
Like they're just recruiting some really amazing athletes.
Well, they sponsor like Brendan Schaub, who's a ex-MMA podcast guy and comedian, and like he's got a monster deal.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Tiger Woods,
NASCAR primary
Wonder
sponsor.
how much that would have cost.
Yeah,
can you Google
let's
that?
have a look, eh?
Yeah, let's see if we can figure that out.
I think they've just swallowed that whole we've got an image we need to uphold or whatever.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you're black, white, or purple. Like you can throw down with Monster. Like it's sick. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the other energy drinks, but I just think their portfolio, their athlete portfolio at the moment,
They got Lewis Hamilton.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really special.
Valentino.
Yeah, Valentino.
Yeah, for sure.
$7 million for the golf bag.
Wow.
Fuck.
They reckon for the bag.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. He did win Augusta.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see the whole CBD thing as well.
Yeah.
I noticed.
I think that the CBD
I noticed
is
that
gonna be
at I noticed that Nitro Games was everywhere.
Really?
Is CBMD.
CBDMD.
CBDMD. That's
yeah.
Chad's sponsor as well.
Yeah, I'm probably speaking out of context here, but I'm pretty sure the family V2 or whatever are doing their marketing and all that.
That makes sense.
And that makes sense, like attaching a brand to, that kind of agency with the athlete portfolio. That's where it's at, and killing two birds with one stone. So you will see a lot of the athletes using those brands,
Yeah, I think that the CBD stuff is going to be like the new energy drinks.
It already is.
Yeah.
Which is not here in Australia and within some sporting leagues, it's just they don't allow it.
Well, did you see that? Can you look this up when you on your next thing?
He made roughly $42 million the other year in sponsorship. So purely sponsorships, and Nike and Monster are going to be the big two. So you're looking at $7 million for the bag, let alone the shirt, the hat.
Yeah, well, I don't think he wears. It's
He's got
only the
Nike
bag and like a drink bottle. He doesn't wear a cap, like because the cap he's head to toe Nike. But like $7 million for a fucking
Between
stick on
7
your
and
bag.
yeah. What we want me to look up?
Oh shit.
CBD.
Oh, the CBD. There's a college. I think like a CBD company is sponsoring the entire college basketball, like an entire college basketball conference.
Yeah, crazy.
And they're like they're like advertising CBD through college athletes.
Yeah.
Crazy, eh?
You know what it is?
What?
Probably a good product.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder, eh? Like, have you ever used it? Have I ever given you any of that CBD oil?
Nah.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm like fully. I haven't used enough of it. Like, I wonder with like the creams and stuff like I haven't used any of that.
My fascination's for the mental illness side of it, and kids with cancer and
that shit works
Epilepsy.
for sure.
For me, that's just incredible. Like, I think for that, I know it is a resource that's utilized a lot, but isn't so much. How do I sort of say it? Like,
it's not like the mainstream form of treatment. Yeah,
which I think
it's still
is
fringe treatment,
which is completely wrong. But I understand that whole side of it. But from a sporting aspect, all I've seen from proven stuff is like, hey, I've got a sore wrist, put the oil on, and then that's it. Like from like a influencer side, that's all they can probably tell. So
I'm worried about it in the sense of I wonder if it's going to get like that stigma of like it is just a skinny bunny tea, like, because that's sort of, I think, the problem that we're running into. Anything
that's saturated,
yeah,
that much is left wide open for people to have that stigma towards it.
Yeah,
with anything, like, that's just how it is. Like, that's the difference between niche, mainstream and core. like mainstream is that thing that's pushed out into the market and with lots of money behind it and potentially investors, and you know, that's the sellout, that's the, you know, it's everywhere. You guys attaching that brand to every person, or it's on every paid post. It's, you know, but you know, it's the other brands that are more niche, and you know, that's the core and that's like the essence. But you know, it just depends, I guess. It's crazy.
Well, that's what I think that. Yeah, like
there's a very fine line.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's like all these and you watch, bro. As soon as it comes to Australia, it's gonna be the exact same thing. Like everybody's gonna have a CBD company, and it's like, it's all it is gonna be is like, it's just gonna be a supplement. It's gonna be like pre-workout. Like you could go to any factory in China, and you could go, yep, I want CBD this, I want to have some gummies, I want to put them into some butter, I want to, like, they'll literally just be like, you can go into New Era and get hats, you'll be able to go to New CBD and get whatever you want in terms of like, you just, all it's going to be is like a sticker on a brand.
You already can in some countries.
Oh, in America, that's just what they're doing. And it's like, there's nothing super like proprietary about like what any of these brands are doing, and I just think that's what it's like.
They don't have to, because they're making bulk coin.
Yeah, but I think I think the problem though is it'll get a stigma.
Yeah,
and like the uses you were talking about, like the kids with cancer and the kids with epilepsy and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it'll like, that will pay a price, because it almost like cheapens the I don't know, like it cheapens the
the benefit.
Like it downplays it, and like
and that's sad, and all that's due to is just people making a shit ton of money, and that's the world we live in. You know what I mean? And then it just comes to people and how their beliefs in it, really.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is like, it doesn't, if you think it's real, like the placebo effect is real. Like people take sugar tablets and fucking feel less
magic
pain.
Water.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, people are definitely like cashing it up. But on the positive is that like for our industry, in terms of
it's
like
amazing.
the people that we're in, there's a big injection of cash.
Totally.
Teams are going to be able to get sponsorship. Teams are going to be able to go racing, and it's like, if the, you know, whether it's snake oil or not, like is Monster snake oil, is rocks, like all, it's the same. It's really the same sort of thing. It's like, how much energy are you getting from an energy drink?
Definitely.
But I'm not mad at them because of everything that they do for the sport.
It's going to fuel everyone's fire.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
so many different ways. And it's so hard to come by commercial dollars these days too, you know, like there's so much so much demand from companies now as to like where they're going to get their ROI and how they're going to achieve it. And, you know, our database needs to grow and our followers need to grow and we need to reach this KPI and we need to do this. And you're just like, where do we even start? So for these companies that are successful to even be interested and attach it to that market, like they could have attached it to so many different other things, you know, like there's so many sports, there's so, like, why action sports, like, but it necessarily stems from the, you know, the driving force of the brands, which a lot of these brands have massive agencies, you know, they have publicity agencies, they have social agencies, and it's honestly dictated a lot by where they're filtered and where it's pushed out through the market. So it's interesting for sure, and I think it's great that it's here, and I hope it's here to stay, and I hope a lot of other leagues can, you know, open it and let it benefit. I don't think the WSL allow it. I know AMA don't allow it because obviously the Chad thing. Australia definitely don't allow it.
No,
what was the AMA's one? That was a broadcast reason.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
so
I
actually get that why they did that in a way, because their argument was that because it's not federally legal, if they race in a state where CBD is not legal and then they appear on a broadcast or someone even watches the broadcast that's in their state, they're essentially advertising a product that's
illegal.
So I feel like they were just like legally trying to like watch their back, but it sort of makes sense. But
I think so as well. It's just great. Like
there has to be a loophole there because other people do it.
Well,
so
Indy
it's
500 had a full car.
Yeah, so there's got to be loopholes. So that was like my disappointment with Feld in a way, is like, fuck bro, like we can figure it out. Like you've got you're losing teams, you're losing riders, guys are retiring early, guys are leaving the sport. It's like, this is up to, like, you have to do something.
And from the outside looking in, it's like, well, for me, it's like AMA potentially didn't get a piece of that pie, so they've probably barred it. Like, That's
a commercial proposition. The money that Dan Bilzerian would have put into, say, Dean Wilson and whoever else could come into it.
Yeah.
Commercially, the sport could have benefited so much from that.
Oh, for sure.
And like Matt said, though, it's like if Feld can't make the money, or like a promoter can't make the money, oftentimes they'll just shut it down.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like even what you had with the Nationals, with like when you shot Dunlop tires, and it's like, I'm probably throwing Mick under the bus here, but they're like, there's so much stuff that
Good
like,
work,
fuck it. They come from me, not Mick.
No, but
there's so much stuff where there's like restrictions on what you can shoot because Pirelli's the sponsor of the series, and it's like, fuck,
but that's not a series thing. That's client's
best
requirements.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, like, hey, bro, like, don't get any other branding in there because there are.
No, but like he couldn't even. No, like he. So, like, the Nationals shut down certain uses of the footage.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're like, you can't show this. You can only show...
Are you allowed to film at MX National?
Me.
No, anyone.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm not.
I was until about a minute ago.
Suck a dick, Nick. No, you'll only ever work in this.
Don't worry, man. Supercars, you can't even film the track.
Yeah, but that's another perfect example where it's like... I got that shot of what was his name that cartwheeled it at Ipswich.
Craig Dontis?
Like, no, yeah, but the guy that was driving his car.
Yeah.
So he like
Mick.
rolled this thing. Yeah, Mick. He rolled the thing like 50 times. I got the footage of it, and it's like they were like, "No, you can't use it on social media."
Cedars?
And I'm like, "Yeah, that's who it was." Yeah. And it's like, dude, that is a viral thing.
Trust me,
you've been through it a million times.
I live in it. That's like, we do a lot of PR and social content, everything in that realm, and it's a challenge, to a point where you film one weekend and then the other weekend it looks exactly the same due to the restrictions that we all face. So it's hard to create, cool marketing assets and cool things to promote the sport, away from whoever has the TV rights and so on. So
I just wish people would run on the theory of like a rising tide lifts all boats.
They won't, man.
But it's just it's so stupid to just.
But you know what? Do you know what? The people that are doing it, say for instance, Adam and Bailey and the boys, like they're doing really well. They're probably going to make a lot more money and they're going to be a lot more successful, and everyone's going to have a really good time. It's just that narrow-minded mentality, and it's just hard. ASO are the same. You can't use any footage from the Dakar. It's just they're just trying to keep their cars, and they're probably 50 or 60 years old. It's the people that are making those shots, and I'm not saying the old guys don't get it, but the
old guys don't get it.
No, it's just it's something that really I get my knickers in a knot about, because everyone is so talented, and there's so many resources for people to do really cool stuff to grow our sport even further than what anyone had ever imagined through all these amazing platforms that people have created. And there's just one person within certain, leagues or sports that have to justify their job to secure a TV partner that no one actually watches. So, you got to move with the times, and for me, it's frustrating. So I think when people start to really do this, there probably is going to be more companies that we could ever even imagine, like the CBDs, and who knows what's next with the way the world's going, you know what I mean? So, but they're not going to be interested in it if we can't market it.
You can't do anything with it,
and they got to deal with an association that has one commercial manager to look after 40 sponsors that are from $1 million to five grand. You all want your bang for your buck, and it's just that vicious cycle.
And the thing too, that you always, I think, a lot of people just don't get the perspective of it's it's a person. When you send an email, it's just a dude. That dude probably if he has a shit wife, or you know what I mean, in a bad mood when you call him, and it's all this shit is roadblock, all this opportunity. You've got a great dude.
What do they say? You should always send in your invoices after lunch when your clients have had lunch.
That happy.
They're not hungry.
That's so funny. But I mean, that's what it is too. It's one, and
man, it's relationships. It's all it's what it is.
Do you think the next TV deals are up for NRL? A lot of sports coming up the next few years. The social media things obviously got bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you think that they'll include that in their rights deals, because the TV is dropping off?
Yeah, I
Don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah, it'd be so hard to tell. Again, it's just like one. It's like one or two dudes that come together and make that decision. And it's like, who knows? It's just luck of the draw whether those two dudes are switched on or one guy, one girl, whatever it is. Yep. You know, it's like it's just people making decisions. And like, I mean, I even know like some of the stuff that we did with Red Bull. There'd be like guys that were just roadblocks. Yeah, everyone else is on board.
But the thing with the Red Bull model is they do it themselves.
Yep,
and that's my whole. Like I know with Kevin, with what he does with the NRG TV thing, it's not the greatest, but he's doing it himself. Yeah. Like, if, you know, like that's something like I really respect Red Bull for doing, is like creating those another platform for them to do their shit. Like it's sick. And there's no reason why we can't. Like, look what you guys have done. You guys have effectively created a massive media channel and you did it yourself. You didn't go to like some other one and was like, hey, do you mind if like you record our podcast? Yeah. Like people can do it. They just don't. And I just don't really understand why not. So, you know, there's like a lot of things that we're trying to implement with our business and our athletes for when social media is like, people are just numb to any type of advertising, which is what we are effectively doing to market brands that invest in our clients. Like, you know, you got to take responsibility for your own actions, and if you want to do something better, you should try and do it yourself. I think anyway, instead of being resentful to the person who has the keys, like, and that's what I have so much respect with Ryan and Bailey. Like
they literally did it themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Like they had Tony Cochran and a lot of those big dogs,
but they didn't have him straight away.
No, but they are doing it themselves. Like they've taken it upon themselves, and it's risky but it's paid off for those guys. Like I don't know how much they profit and whatever, but they
make millions.
But they seem stoked. And you know what? Coffins don't have roof racks, so what else are you doing it for? I understand it's good to make money and whatever, but you know, if you can enjoy it and do it yourself, then
those boys would do it. And like keep charging if they like just made the littlest bit. They would be
because they're in it for the right reason.
Yeah, we're still doing it.
The person who is shutting down a lot of ability to grow sports, and they don't care about it. Or else they would open up all these resources, and they wouldn't have TV rights, and you could film the track, and you could do certain things. Like that's what the world needs. You know what I mean? Like it's like world peace for keeping events and industries alive. It's
the sick. Like a really good example of it is like the podcast thing. So and Rogan made it famous of like he gets everybody on that just has a podcast. Yeah, and he's not like, oh, they're gonna stop listening to me if I get them on my podcast, because that's sort of what it is like, oh, if I let this guy film and it's another product, he's not gonna look at my product anymore. And the whole podcast world is so collaborative. They are, and it's like. Just exploded, bro.
Jeff Staples on The Business of Hype. I don't know if any of you guys listen to that one, but it's like my obsession. I love that shit. He actually has like, he'll stop his podcast and give a shout out to crew that are doing sick podcasts. Yeah. Like it's
a culture thing in the industry. And it's fucking rad.
Yeah, because people like Joe are fucking legends, and like yourselves as well. Like you guys aren't resentful of people being successful and scared of someone trying to, you know, do better than you guys. And that's what it stems down to, I think anyways.
Well, we're shout out, we're opening the Burley Podcast Studio this week. Yeah. And like we want to like give people a chance to start their own podcast.
Yeah, it's sick.
The facility's there, come in, use it, and like fuck, I'd be stoked to find another guy that's got like a super gangster podcast. You know, you can like
and
feed off it.
And the thing too, man, is like, you know, you need to plant the seed, and it takes time, you know, like you're not just going to start a podcast and it's going to do well. Like what are you guys now, a year in?
Oh, over like 18 months, man.
Yeah. So, and like it takes time.
The first podcast got like 300-400 downloads, and then they'd get like 3,000 downloads, and then it's just over time, then you get 30,000. Like it just keeps going. But at the start of this, like no one fucking listened. I remember I did like a live premiere on Facebook, and there was like 22 people watching.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's super like, oosh.
But that was Liz. That's Matty.
yeah.
But that's deflating as a human
creator. Yeah,
you know, and that's like
that's why a lot of people don't keep going.
No, it's exactly right, and that's social media. Like, and the whole in Oz with them turning off their likes, I think it's so sick for people that want to create stuff, because they don't want to put their work out there. They're like, what if 4 people like it? And they're probably very talented at what they do and amazing, but it's so dictated by like how many likes or whatever. Like, but you know what? It's those people that persevere and they keep going, and they're like, they plant the seed and they move forward and they meet new people and they utilize, they make those calculated choices and calculated risks, and they're succeeding. And
the thing, like, the good thing too for people that would want to start something is like it's a blessing at the start when no one's watching, because you can fuck up with no consequences.
No, but you learn
like if
from
I
your
fuck up
fuck-ups.
now, it's a big deal to this, because there's like, if this podcast, there'll be like thousands and thousands and thousands of people that watch
this
it.
guy's a wanker.
But yeah, like if you fuck it up or like you miss a sponsor or something happens, it's like there actually is like consequences once you've got to a stable level. But at the start, you can do and say whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's the coolest time to do a podcast is like when no one's watching, or make videos. Like, my first videos are dog shit. Like, I just did whatever. I wasn't very good at it, and it's like it's liberating to just not really have anyone on your back. Like, you can just make whatever you want. Like, now the stuff like what you do with Toby, like, it's under a microscope. Like, you can't fuck up anything with Toby's social media or with any of his content or with his merch. Like, so I think people need to like reframe the way they look at that kind of stuff to go like, nah, man, it's actually good to be in this infancy stage where like literally no one cares. Like, no one cares, bro. Do whatever you want, and you can have as much fun, be as silly, do whatever. No one's watching, and if like people are still watching through that, then they're like hardcore dudes that are always going to have your back.
And the positive out of that too is, like, I always found too, you don't learn from the good things that happen.
For sure.
You learn from the bad things. Like, I've had previous bosses and I've had previous close friends that have made massive like mistakes, and they've fucked up royally. And I've, to this day, I never, like, they overshadow all the good things they've done in life, because that's just stems back to that. You can just learn so much from that, and people love to see other people fail, and when you can really take that whole that structure of learning from your fuck ups, then you're gonna just continue to grow and just become a beast, really, because you're so negative, like, so
you're
sensitive.
like you're desensitized to the failures.
So that stuff, because they're just like, you see your fails as positive. You're like, oh well, at least I'm gonna learn, and I'm probably never gonna do that again. So
and then like
I think it's definitely a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, and then the time where you're gonna use that lesson, it might be 12 months down the line, where like way more shit is on the line if you fuck up. So it's like, it definitely is like a blessing to have that attitude. But you're right. Like, you know what I don't like though about the likes, them changing the likes? So like, we've got 9,000 something followers, and then you can see our videos will get like a few thousand views. And you're like, okay, I get it. That's like real people that are following that podcast. Now, bro, we could just jack that shit up, and there's no accountability for like the inflation that people you can kind of experience.
People are looking at the comments now.
Yeah, true. But that's what it is. Like, there's a podcast dude that I follow on Instagram. Like, I don't listen to his podcast, but he's got like 90,000 followers, and his videos will get 5-6 views. Yeah. And it's like, and that was before they changed the like thing. So it was super obvious to anyone. Yeah. So to me, I look at that guy and I'm like, you sniff out, yep, you're super fake. You bought those followers. Yeah. You're disingenuous about your audience.
But this is something that, like, to me, it, like, social media is great, but look how good your product is. Yeah. Like, fucking whoop-de-doo. Like, you get 3 likes. Like, that's sweet, but how many listens do you get? You just turned over 1 million downloads. Like, that has zero representation of how many likes you get on a photo.
Yeah, that's true.
And to create something's hard.
Yeah, for sure. And people are so in tune with that quick hits of like bursts of like, oh, they like it, 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 and then it stops. It's such a short burst, but it feels so good. So then they'll re-upload, and it's like that quick fix. But do you know what probably felt more amazing for you was turning over those 1 million downloads?
Oh yeah, that shit actually means something.
Does that not feel more amazing to you?
I've never been one to care about likes and stuff.
Not you as a person, but 90% of people that have that social media bubble, that's the world they live in, and I can understand why it can be so addictive, and they love it. But for people that are on that train of like success, and I want to go this way, this is the direction I'm heading, and nothing's getting in my way, that stuff means
it doesn't
nothing.
matter, eh?
Doesn't mean shit.
Man, I was watching a video. I've had some weird shit pop up on my YouTube lately. It's actually been really good.
That doesn't surprise me.
You know how though, like you get stuck in like a YouTube ecosystem, they won't suggest any like anything new. Gets kind of frustrating. Then you can watch like one new video, and then it opens up like a Pandora's box. Like I watched a video about a Shaolin monk getting his Shaolin monk status today.
Was this late at night?
No, it was this morning with my coffee. That's like the main YouTube time. But anyway, so this guy basically was breaking down social media, and he was saying that like it's like we all know it's engineered to like get your attention, keep your attention. That turns over money. But he was saying like when you scroll for like just check your likes, it's a fucking slot machine. You know, like a lever, you're pulling it. It's like, that's what he said, it's like that's what it's designed around. And now, because the video was like how to compulsively stop checking your phone, I'm bad for it. Like I will fully admit I'm bad for like reach
Get on
my
the
phone.
moon, bro.
What's that?
Use the moon.
What's the moon?
The moon setting on your phone.
What's that?
You just go like this. I might look.
Oh, the do not
They're on the
disturb.
moon.
Yeah, the old the moon
Sorry.
setting.
Keep going.
But yeah, so he like as soon as I saw that though, I was like, dude, it is a slot machine.
Yeah.
And I look down on people that will go and just like waste away at the pokies.
Yeah.
Like I'd roll through Vegas and you'd see some like super decrepit old chick
Rotting away.
Yeah, literally looking like a
In a
fucking
nappy.
rotting carcass.
No, they went
probably.
nappies. No, they do.
Yeah, for real. Can you look that up? I want to see that. I bet there's like people that wear nappies at pokies
Like
in Vegas.
Vegas nappies. Yeah.
Like just type in people wearing.
But like
back in,
the rolling cash machine thing's cool, but it's fucking hard to translate those to rolling scrolls to like there's like 4 more steps after that to convert it to a sale. Like you got to go to a fucking website. You got to pick what you want. You got to add in your bank details. Like
but that everything's so easy now. Like you look at Apple Pay and shit, double clicking. But I think it was more just like you as a person.
No, for
you're
sure.
playing a slot machine. Like every time you check likes or check for new posts or check for any like interactions, it's like a slot machine. You're just pulling it down. You're going spin, 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 nothing. Spin, 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 spin. 3 likes. Hot chick. Yeah, tits.
There's a whole thread.
Damn.
There's a whole thread started with urinating in a diaper is the worst thing you can do if the bad habit is because it can create a bad fungus. Plus, the person smells like urine. If the person has a problem, they should wash themselves and blow dry to stop the moisture. Use body powder to help stop the fungus. Adults wearing diapers so they can gamble longer in Vegas.
Yeah,
It's
I
a true
knew all
story.
about that shit.
Put that up there. I want to see that shit.
You've
Do they
never
have a
heard of
photo?
that?
No, never. That's
Damn.
freaking me the fuck out.
Yeah,
because I used to walk past them and you would just be like,
Used to.
well, when I was there. But
I'm
when I
pretty
was
sure
allowed
I've
there.
seen it at the Burley Hotel.
I've never noticed it, eh?
Yeah, I've got this weird thing where I walk past a poker. See if I can spot any
I'm going to
diapers.
do that for sure now.
Yeah, I do some weird
So it has happened here, you reckon?
You're in,
No, for sure.
Wow.
Gambling is a full-on gnarly addiction.
adults wearing diapers so they can gamble longer.
There's a full message forum about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Addiction's so sad.
But I think like that whole slot machine thing to my phone and Instagram was like pretty powerful.
It's
like
definitely
just the last few days since I watched that video, I was like, "Eesh, fuck off with that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in a diaper sitting there fucking scrolling."
the whole. Just look at your phone usage thing on the
it's
settings.
crazy.
It's so gnarly.
What
But
do
you
you-
know what? I'm not mad about it. I think it's an amazing resource, and like phones are great. Like, and
There's a full marketed one.
Players Advantage by
No.
There's a crazy podcast at the moment with I think on the Business of Hype. This
so
chick
sad.
designs like these crazy panties for certain things.
That's so sad, bro. Holy fuck. Players Advantage by Depend.
Yep.
Can you go to like YouTube and see if there's an ad for that?
That's not sad. Like
That's sad that people will do that.
Compared
That's
to like
commitment.
fucking junkies and stuff. If I was sick with an addiction, I wouldn't mind shitting myself. like, seriously, like if you're not like dying on the street and begging for money.
Yeah,
like,
but what comes after that? Like that shit
true.
probably comes after the gambling and shitting in a nappy.
Yeah, no, you're
Players
right.
advantage nappies. Oh, they call them diapers. Diapers.
They're probably.
Change the diapers.
But that's like that. They've hit success. That winning feeling. Like.
Yeah.
It's fucking madness.
There's not too many diaper
This
movies.
is the weirdest motocross. fucking
Yeah, no, the motocross is done. If they don't want to listen, they can
This
choose
is
out.
diaper
This
compendium.
is free. This is free play.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Vegas.
Fuck.
And that's not even Vegas. There's slot machines all over the world.
Well, isn't Australia one of the worst countries in the world for gambling?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Well, like even the way that in America you can't do the
real hustler.
fucking online betting.
Yeah.
What, like your sports bets?
How's
Yeah,
that?
they don't have that
How's
shit
that?
over there.
Those koala mattresses. They're worth like. Steve Smith invested $100,000 into those. They did like a crowdfunding thing, and they've turned over. He's made more money out of koala mattresses than he has out of Australian cricket.
We need to get a mattress sponsor.
Yeah, they turned us down. I've already asked them. For real.
Yeah.
So fuck them. Don't ever mention them on the podcast.
Damn, James, what kind of desk is this? Oh, it's a koala mattress.
This
What?
desk
You've
is
got
soft.
you've got the Wii mat on top of it.
No, I'm.
It's in case you spill your whiskey.
No, I'm actually going to hit up Players Advantage for a sponsorship and be like, I'm going to be like, do you want to get through a 3-hour podcast without having to use a restroom? Feel free to shit and piss yourself in your seat. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find anything on this.
No.
Yeah, don't worry about
A
it.
lot of gambling stuff, though.
Oh, no way. Fuck, it's
It's
so
an
full
addiction.
on.
But yeah, Australia's like one of the biggest gambling places in the world.
What are the stats on that? Like, as
Dang,
a saying?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
He looks like he's a gambler.
How sick's his studio, though? How did we even get? Oh, we got because of social media. I was like, how did we even get here?
It's all your fault with your
Fucking retarded
your
analogies.
analogies. Yeah, the whole phone thing's just
Australian gambling. Yeah,
It's
go up
insane.
to that one.
That
Australian. Nah, the next one.
This one?
Oh, that one's Australian too. That's cool.
Yeah.
I just assumed that'd all be American. Yeah, let's go. Gaming machines.
The slots.
Yeah.
What's the most you've ever like gambled, Mick?
Me?
I'm asking you because you don't seem like the gambling type.
Mick's the most sensible man I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm pretty sensible. Not much actually, but probably $100 a hit.
Yeah, all big.
But like once maybe in my life. Like
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So, what about you,
My,
Matty?
At the Rat League.
No, I can't speak of that. I won't be allowed back. No, actually, Jason Duncan, our navvy who we had out at Fink this year, he spent $400 of my own money at the Alice Springs.
Of your money.
Yeah, like he's like, here, I'll show you how to gamble, and like throws down 100. It went, boom, grabbed another 100, another 100. He tried to pay me back the other day. It was pretty funny. Didn't happen.
What are these saying?
Just where our money goes. Oof,
Gaming
machines are the big hit.
Whoa, is that
Is
is
that
that zillion?
That is 12.
Is that billion a year?
Billion.
Yeah, it's billion.
That's fucked up.
12 billion per annum.
Go down. Let's read that. Gaming machines. All states and territories in Australia have electronic gaming machines, also known as the fucking pokies. According to
Hells.
Australia is estimated to have nearly 200,000 electronic gaming machines, which is 2.5% of the world's legally installed machines.
Damn.
Around 600,000 Australians play on the pokies at least weekly. Fuck. And 15% of these are regular players.
Mick's so fascinated.
What's that?
I am. I'm full of, I love statistics.
Dude, that's so crazy. New South Wales machines currently allow bets of up to $10,000 at a time.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Let's go to this.
Should that be legal?
What's the biggest win you guys know someone has had on a poker machine?
Oh, bro. I know.
I know
I don't want to
45
say.
grand.
Nah, 88.
Ooh.
88 one hit.
Damn.
I've won 14 on a poker
I
machine.
remember that.
Yeah, I won $14,000 on a poker
Solid.
machine in Vegas.
Do you guys
Fucking
know where
crazy.
I have the
Calliope
worst
is?
It was a
luck with that stuff.
$240 spin too.
What's that
Man,
mean?
do you know where Calliope is up near Gladstone? It's
Is-
like in the
is that
middle
like-
of nowhere.
you know,
I don't know where it is for good reason because no one
Is that
knows.
near Mount Sheridan?
It's in the middle of nowhere. Uncle won 45 in a like backward
45?
pub. Yeah, money
45
train.
big ones.
In the back of the middle of nowhere.
So that's fucking cool.
He's
I know
addicted.
a lady. I don't want to name her name, but she's won.
People should put in their the comments.
Yeah,
like
do
how many
that.
people, how much they've won on the pokies,
And have they put their
and
super
where
to-
it was.
and have they
where
put their
it was.
super towards it?
Yeah. Did they have a personal loan to do it? Yeah, 88 grand at the Star Casino in Melbourne. So she has the record there, and she's got the record somewhere else with like 66 grand.
Damn.
And then she was the lady that I was sitting at the table with in Bellagio
Yeah.
when I hit 14 grand, and it was with her money.
Well, we were talking the other night about the Mona in Launceston. The guy who founded the Mona.
dude.
He
Go to what's it called? The Mona
Museum.
in Tassie
Yeah,
in
it's
Launceston.
amazing.
Crazy.
Like Museum of Modern Art, like MoMA.
Mona.
Mona.
Yeah, this guy's a G. It's pretty nuts. If no
The
one's
Mona
been there,
Tasmania.
I've actually never been, but I follow those
Oh,
guys.
it's so sick. Go to the
unbelievable.
website, man. Go back.
They do a music festival called Dark Mofo. It's not even music. It's like food culture in Launceston. It's pretty amazing.
Live show next year, 2020. Simon Denny.
He loses $8 million a year running this.
Yeah, to run
running
this
it.
place.
Serious?
Yeah,
What's the deal? I'd maybe just X that out, dude.
I think it's like 10 mil a year in like running costs. Obviously, he has to put all the exhibits in there and all that sort of stuff.
What's this doing? Museum.
Museum.
Yeah, let's go museum.
You just look at their Instagram.
Yeah, that's true too. So yeah, it's
Wow.
like, what's this? What was this dude's deal? Was he like a big banker or something?
no.
No, counting cards,
Counting
right?
cards. And now he's like banned from the world.
Look at it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
then he
so
like
this-
opened up this museum in Launceston.
Yeah. And then obviously with Dark Mofo and all that sort of stuff, it's sick. Like so, and this like once again it just stems back to fucking
Go to his Instagram, Mick. Like
People-
that Instagram's crazy.
people doing their own stuff because they can. Obviously, he's like he did so much bad that he wanted to do something good, and
Is counting cards bad though?
it's
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah, but why is it bad? Like, I know why it's illegal because it
'Cause
can
you're-
cost the casino money, but like, it's the game, right? And you're winning the game.
It's not like you're a murderer.
Next time Sammy's on the show, Sam Moore, hit him up.
Would he know him?
He doesn't know him, but
He would know of him.
he's been to
It's crazy though, eh?
Yeah, one of our clients, Asahi, they sponsor it, and they go every year, and it's amazing, so sick.
How's that Gorilla Crossing sign? That's cool as. This would be.
But
I wonder
that's-
if Crawley knows about this,
Yeah, he would for sure.
because yeah, this is like super Crawley style. Have you ever been to Tassie, mate?
No, never been.
Huh. I hadn't been until Derby, and now I've been like 5 times. It's fucking sick.
It's on the list of one that I'd like to get to.
Yeah, everyone has to go to Derby. If you listen to this podcast and you own a mountain bike, or even if you
I
like
have,
riding
I
mountain
have a
bike,
confession.
you haven't been to
I
Derby.
haven't been.
Haven't you?
You were supposed to go though. You've
Yeah,
like had a couple
like
trips planned.
every weekend.
Yeah, it's sick. It's
See
the
that
best one.
guy down here. He like, I think he sold his back.
What?
Yeah. So he sits in here like every day.
Yeah, play that shit, Mick. Faux show.
Your internet's probably too slow.
So yeah, he just sits there, right?
Yeah.
So
I
he is
actually
the
think
exhibit.
it's one of Sammy Moore's mates.
Really.
How
Yeah,
much
he
he
went to
gets.
school with
Can
him.
you scroll up, Mick, and see if it says anything about him in the description? This is Tim, and he has got the skin in the game. Literally, when he dies, he'll be skinned, and his back tattoo will be given to a German collector who purchased it for 150,000 euros.
So they're gonna
In the
skin him.
meantime, you can see him in the flesh, meet him. In fact, at Mona until the 29th of April.
Yeah.
So he just sits there.
Yeah.
And his back is the art. Fuck, there's some cool people in the world, eh?
It's
That can
unbelievable.
like think of that shit.
Tell you what, though, 150 million and you're dead. Like, if you get it now, that's
No,
probably
150,000
1,000
euro.
euro.
Sorry, 150,000 euro.
So like 400
No, but
grand.
he would have had to, like, obviously he's on display for a certain
Yeah.
amount of time.
But yeah, like the artist, like the
Oh,
dude
don't even get
buying
me
it.
started with artists.
Oh, crazy
I have
shit.
a crazy addiction and passion for art. It's like just
Who's your favourite artist, you reckon?
probably Anthony Lister.
All right, let's go to his Instagram, Mick.
Anthony's a Brisbane guy. You can actually, there's a documentary about him. Have you met the Listers?
Really?
Yeah. So he's an Australian-based artist.
Can you hit follow?
He's actually from Brisbane, and he did a commission job in Brizzy, and they actually hated it. So they got rid of all of his stuff, and then he's now in Sydney. So he just had a show in Sydney called Culture Is Over.
Did you go to it?
Nah, I would have loved to.
Though, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, his stuff's cool.
Have you guys been there?
Porkies, yes. Been to Porkies.
King's Cross?
King's Cross.
Wild nights there.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
Nah. It's all over.
Poor place.
They'd shut it down, eh?
Yeah.
Shut King's Cross down.
So gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got all the
lockout laws and
yeah, that sucks, man. Those lockout
rich.
laws have like really fucked Sydney up, eh? Like bad.
Plus it redeveloped that area a bit, I think, as well.
Yeah, there's
maybe?
a shit ton of wealth right around there. So there's still a lot of homeless people there. But it's all moved to Newtown now, like all the happenings. So in Sydney, I feel.
So is this the sort of art you're into?
Yeah. I'm
You're
big
just more like him more than...
I'm more into the marketing behind the artists and, you know, what goes on. Dave Kinsey's another good one. And that's this whole thing sort of stemmed from a good friend of mine, Judd, who's friends with a lot of these guys. So it's pretty sick. And they make a lot of money. Like some of Anthony's pieces are like around 60 grand.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah. Small, like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dave Kinsey's, he's pretty amazing. They're just the old boys, you know, like this is, and you know, we were talking about it, Jace, with photographers and, you know, like, you know, people can supply you resources to make a business like photography or, you know, a concrete mixer but with art, man, an art shop hasn't changed since I was a kid. Like the whole, like, you know, music's changed a lot. The way people record, like, I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, you can be a producer now, like, just by watching some YouTube tutorials, but like, you can't be an artist by watching YouTube.
If anyone's into this type of stuff, they should definitely watch Sound City on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's one of the best.
Like, that is like this. That just sums up how like the world's changed so much and the ability to make stuff. But you know what? We always stem back to, you know, they say that 10-year cycle. Like, I know I listen to old school shit more than anything, but it's like, because it's the essence is so real, and that's what I'm so fascinated with art is like these guys they're now collaborating with like, you know, massive lifestyle like Adidas and look at, you know, those type of guys. So it's so sick that they can still have that old school, you know, skill set, apply it to the new school with, you know, marketing, creating assets and cool products and things like that. It's just got that longevity. It's so special.
What's his name? Like, he's a business partner of my friend up in Brisbane that does the art. It's like the Sailor Jerry style art. What's his name? He's very
Steen Jones.
Yeah. So he was business partners with my friend. Like,
really?
They own a coffee shop up in the valley for a while and a bar. So he like commercially now.
Can you look her up while you're sorry?
Yeah, like commercially, like he's made like
Steen's killing it,
shoes and everything.
Yeah. He hopefully we're getting Steen on the show. Like, I talked to him a bit. We went and watched the fights together at the Eternal. He's super nice dude, but he's like really shy. Like this is like not his thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like really wanting to get him on.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a cool dude.
Yes,
dude. Look, have you ever seen this chick?
Yeah.
She's an Aussie chick in New York, CJ_Hendry. And so look, dude, Mick, that's with a fucking pencil.
Yeah,
so go click onto that one on the left.
This one?
Yeah. She drew that with a pencil. Like, that's not blobs of paint. That's like her signature thing. She drew it with a pencil. She's an Aussie chick, man. She's got this huge studio in New York, and just like absolutely killing it. Scroll down a little bit more.
Last week I was shooting with this lady. When I seen you guys when you were vlogging that, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Her art was just on the block last night.
Oh,
big
really?
milestone for it's huge milestone for her business and obviously for her art.
How's that fur that she draws too?
So does she do that all
with a pencil?
Damn.
Yeah, it's so gnarly, eh? Like, but that's sort of what Matty was saying is like, you know, you can get a 5D and some good lenses, and like you could be a photographer,
Yeah,
and then you could charge people as a photographer. But it's like, if you just get a pen and pencil right now, like no one's commissioning you to do artwork. Like you have to be an artist, and like to what Matt was saying, it's like the same with like rappers. Like we watched that Denzel Curry freestyle today, and it's like that dude's an artist.
He's
like,
a proper artist.
He is an insane artist that he could like go in a room, do this crazy freestyle to this beat that was made in the studio while he was there. It was just like, that's artist.
Cause is another one. I don't know if you guys check out Cause, Mick.
Is this the chick that was on the block?
Yeah, she was on the block last night. I shot with her.
Oh, there. Yeah, sweet.
She does. So all this stuff, all these works are actually her. She goes out tromping into the woods.
Oh, is this the chick you filmed with the other day?
Yeah.
And she was on the block last night?
She was on the block literally last night. She was in the one that won the actual room last night.
Yeah.
What was the one you wanted me to look up?
Cause, K-A-W-S. K-A-W-S. He's got an amazing story. If anyone's interested, there's a series on YouTube called Blueprints, and I think Hype Beast do it, or Business of Hype, and they basically talk about Cause. And scroll down me. Yeah. He was doing art, and he basically you would have seen him. See the dolls?
Yeah, yeah.
This guy is insane.
Have you got one of them down in your place?
I do, yeah. But he's like,
I've seen that doll everywhere, dude.
Oh man.
Wow.
So he wasn't like all that hyped up in art. Like he copped a lot of shit about it, and these like Cause is like massive now. Like it's unbelievable what he's done. But it's going back to that, like those like artists, they're so old school and they're so like just so calculated, yet they still have the ability to tap into other resources to help them grow. Like, partnerships and sponsors and brands, that just helps them grow their profile for more art. It's no different to like an event or, anything like that. Putting a restriction on that and being like, you can only get this art piece online. That's it. Like, that's all you're going to find my art. What is that going to do for the artist? Nothing. Like, that's going to minimize the ability for them to reach so many different audiences to sell more art and make more money. But they've really, like, the guys that are killing it now are making millions of dollars. Like, so it's just that goes back to that, that same mentality as being able to, broaden your horizons by connecting to other people and not being narrow-minded, being like, oh, I'm not posting this in case someone steals it or whatever. Yeah. Like, it's sick, man. And that's like why I appreciate it so much. It sounds wanky. It's like people who drink wine, spin the wine around and smell it.
Do you think like Banksy and that has caused a resurgence in art?
Nah. It's like his shit just kills it. Like it's just it's the whole package. Like he was the first guy that was like that whole unknown. It's like the exclusive club, right? You got like, it's like the new Apple Pay card, like credit card. Like it's no different to your ANZ debit card, but you've got the card. Like, and it's like that whole
black card thing.
Yeah, it's for sure. And that's exactly the way I feel. Like I'm sure people disagree, but it was like you didn't know who he was, so you didn't even know what that was connected to on your wall. It's like a mystery art that's just the whole value. It's like that's the experience too. It's like you own something that no one has any idea what it's from, who it is, and that's what's created it so cool. And don't get me wrong, the art was incredible too. Like what he did was so sick. He introduced so many, like the piece I've got with the chick blowing her head off and butterflies coming out of it. Like I'm pretty sure that was done after his stuff, but it's that same kind of
I think
it is I don't know, just reinforced a thing where another generation, yours, ours, people are really into art. Like I feel anyway. So.
Yeah, I think that there was definitely like a bunch of dudes that were doing like that like counterculture sort of art, and like Banksy was probably like the most famous one in it. Like I don't know enough about it to know, but there definitely was like a youth movement of art that is like more relevant to our generation, and like Banksy was probably like one of the more famous dudes that did it. But like, there's fucking heaps of dudes that have
like you look into, like you've been to Judd, our friend's place. Like he's got the most. That's what got me into art. I remember walking into his house and just being like, I can't even see your walls. all I see
Wow.
is photos.
Yeah,
and
just like the sickest fucking
art,
art.
and like that for me was like, holy shit, people can create this stuff. You know, I was so fascinated by that, and that made me want to tap into like, who did this? Like what, how do they make money, or like, you know, things like that.
I think that's the thing with art too, is like it's more about who you're following.
Yeah.
You're into the artists more than the pieces
Dude,
themselves.
it's
It's
no
the same with music. It's the same with
brands,
fucking
everything.
brand, the whole thing.
I just look at,
so
say,
true.
our parents' generation, or mine. There's not much art, but I look at the era before them. There's a whole lot of art, and now it seems like it's coming back again. That's my thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, we didn't have any art in our house.
There's none in our
No, but
Nothing.
we had didgeridoos, bro.
Yeah, we had the didgeridoos for sure.
No, it's also
cool.
what you like brought up in. Like, there's probably like, for like our parents, or like they probably went to a football game and they love watching the footy. So it's like then that's like what happened to me. Like, I know Jace hasn't got anywhere near the same interests as me when it comes to like art or certain things, but there's certain times in my life that I was influenced where Jace wasn't around. Like, he was in America for a long period of time. Like, he was probably influenced by a lot of things within American culture.
Well, I got into rap like way more than Matty. Like, I like rap music because I was in that culture.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
I remember driving through Compton,
Influences.
and then I was like,
Exactly.
I was in Compton, and then I was like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna play NWA right now, and I'm like, straight out of Compton, and it felt like, but that's what it was.
Who would
you
you
know?
be? Would you be Easy?
Nah, I'd be fucking Dre getting that paper, boy. Nah, I feel like Ice Cube is the most badass motherfucker in that group. Ice Cube is the one.
It's like,
But yeah, you are right. Like, the time you got into art would be like, I was just getting into way different shit.
and it's just how it is. Like, I'm so heavily.
I was getting into banging proto bitches.
Oh, no, but like, for me, like, my passion is business. Like, I genuinely love business so much, and I'm a chippy by trade. I don't know how I adopted such a passion for it, but it's just like, obviously I was influenced by, like, I spent a lot of time with Judd. Like, you know, he set up a lot of the Planet Hollywoods around the world and things like that. Like, for me, I was like, holy shit, like, what, Adobe Illustrator, or what, an email, or, you know, like, I could connect with people in these, you know, different ways. And for me, that was like something I was really heavily influenced by. And that's basically how we are wired as humans. It's like, you know, you influence, and that's why that whole influencer thing, it's, you know, it's coming. But for me, I love the traditional influences in life, things that genuinely catch you through your journey. It's not like something that's forced upon you, like, oh, this chick, like, she looks super hot or whatever, and that's, as a girl, you're like, I want to aspire to be this. It seems pretty easy, but it's those like genuine kicks that I find are the most rewarding. And I think if people can stem to those real genuine kicks and aspire to like what actually sets them off as humans, opposed to like that easy stuff, life's pretty good.
You know, that's the thing, is like, you've got to get out and do shit. Like, you have to meet people. You have to, like,
that journey. You know what I
get
mean?
in sketchy situations.
Yeah,
Get in
I love that
great
shit.
Yeah, like, that's the stuff where you really,
you know, I've been to Jakarta, I've been to Mexico, I've been to South America, I've been all over the world, and I've been in some like really heavy situations. And for me, I've learned so much out of all that sort of stuff, and it's made me appreciate what we have. And that's the thing too, like, I understand a lot of people might not necessarily ever have the opportunity to travel overseas or things like that, and they would struggle to find those inspirations. But I think, you know, even just finding that through going out and meeting people and stepping out of the norm and not being afraid to like post something because they might get 5 likes, they're gonna progress. In just,
well, I always hate like the excuse of people saying like, oh, I can't like travel all over the world or whatever. But it's like, Mick's never been to fucking Tassie.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's so many people that, and I'm just saying as like an example
Mick
of.
might not be interested in going to Tassie.
No, but I mean, like, there is a lot just even in your own backyard that a lot of people haven't fully experienced too, you know? So it's like, they're really, you can get those inspirations. Like, dude, I met some crazy people in fucking Derby.
Dude, I love Australia.
Yeah, it's so...
We're so lucky.
That's what I said, like, to Dad. You know, we went on a Vietnam motorcycle tour last year, which was...
This year.
Yeah, this year, which was absolutely amazing. Like, amazing. But I was like, Dad, why aren't we going to a tip of Australia? Like, we have our own tour. Like, let's do it, mate. And, you know, that's where the whole trip sort of stemmed from. But, you know, that's, for me, it's like, that's life. Like, those journeys and those adventures are like what makes so much. Like, it's everything.
Look at them mates, like the Vietnam things is like such a good example. Like, we're super close now with Benny and Leon and Thatcher and like a bunch of these dudes that were on this trip that we were just complete strangers to. Yeah. And then like Leon ends up flying his helicopter with Dad to Hattah a couple of weeks ago. It's like, it's crazy. Just so crazy what happens when you do just get out there and like you know you get you said influenced by like real people, real
Definitely.
shit.
And it's a whole nother thing too when athletes and professionals take that as experiences and implement them into their lives. Like that's what, like, I don't mean to bring Toby up again, but it's like that's why that guy is persevering in so many different aspects of his life and skill set, is because when he had the opportunity to go to Dakar, he met people like Mark Coma who influenced him and like saw how he did his road books and saw how he did this, and he was so consumed by that, and he was obviously crazy, like he was so influenced by it, he just stuck at it, and he was so moved by it. And then he went to Baja, raced trucks. He was so rattled by what Jesse was doing and things like that, and he learnt so much, brings it back here to think, oh, we'll do this and we'll do that. He's like influenced so much by his journeys and implements into his life to better himself, and it has so much to do with you know, seeing people's fuck ups, seeing what works for people,
fucking up himself,
and like all types of aspects. It's all just betters you know, it's like a level up thing on life if you can implement them into.
It's like when you reach the next level.
It's true, man. Like
it is. Personal development.
People it sounds cliche, but it's fucking legit. Like,
well, I think like
that's self empowering. Like, I'm fully all about it. Like, doing things like if you didn't have social media and you would you still climb to the mountain if you couldn't take top of the mountain if you couldn't take the photo to show it? It's like, oh, I better put it on the gram or else it never happened. It's like, well, what the fuck are you even doing here? Like, do it for yourself, like, and do what makes you feel good. It's like, I just can't fathom it. And I think that's why, you know, like Tobes, for instance, like you see his social, he's so free with it. He's so like relatable, because
he would be doing that without social media.
That's his jam, and he's so relatable, and that's why people don't dislike him, because he's a relatable guy and he doesn't really care. Like, whereas you look at, and Danny Rick's the same. Daniel Ricciardo is probably on the same money. Well, no, he's not on the same money as Lewis Hamilton, but two completely different ways of marketing themselves as humans. Danny Rick is like, he is what it is.
He's the man.
Because he loves doing that shit. Like, he loves mountain biking. He loves like music,
surfing,
like so everything he like Gang of Views, like he just loves all that shit. But
he got on stage and sung with Parkway Drive. Have you ever seen that video?
Nah.
Like, I don't know what Lewis actually likes doing. Like, what does Lewis like doing? Like, you just, you know, and that's why there's so many, you know,
you don't see the human.
It's not human, but us as humans are becoming so on point with what content is and the message behind it that we know all that stuff.
I don't know what's genuine.
I don't know if it's me or whatever, but like it's like sexuality. Like, back in the day, you knew a guy was gay because of what he wore, because he didn't have a way to showcase he was gay other than the clothes he wore, and he was like proud of it or whatever. But that's no different to like that now, as we have those, you know, those bases, and we see it all the friggin' time. Like, you look at the hours you spend on your phone, you know exactly when that's a paid post without even tagging it's a paid post.
Yeah, you can see straight through.
And
that
that's
shit.
like, for me, it shows with people as whole, and like how they act and how they market themselves. It's crazy. Like, and that's just how it is. And I think it just stems back to like who they're surrounded by, what they've done in their life, their journey, like, you know, their team of people or whatever. Like, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
There's the whole like the personal development thing is interesting, because like that's a whole massive industry. And like, you can look on YouTube, you can look on like
Gary V
the Gary V's,
yeah.
You can look at like
people
so many,
make a shit ton of money out of it.
Oh, and so many people, and I've said it on here before, are just motivated to get motivated.
Yeah.
And it's like, they live in this space of like, I'm working on myself. And it's like, well, how many times can you get told how to like make a list and have a cold shower in the morning and like,
don't watch porn.
Yeah, no fat. And it's like all this shit, but then it's like all you do is,
man,
you just like live in this world of like,
manifest.
Sorry, I'll get back to you in a second. I'm self-improving. And it's like, well, you've been self-improving for 3 years, man. You still live with your mum. And it's like, there has to be a point where it's like, what you're about is action. I think like what you were sort of saying is like Toby, for example, is like, he's got this crazy fucking life through just straight action. Yeah. Like it's just doing shit. He just did shit and did shit. And like there was stuff that he did that he fucked up on. Like, and that's what, you know, everyone does that. But it's like you said, like you learn from those people that are like making those mistakes. But it's like Toby didn't get to Toby by reading a fucking book on like, he doesn't watch Gary Vee to like figure out his social media. He's just like super genuine, doing shit that he wants to do, and it's like it resonates. Like he's just putting that shit forward.
And at the end of the day, it's entertainment. Yeah. And we all want to be entertained. Like that's the best, coolest, most amazing TV show ever.
Yeah, it's like watching that
shit.
And the personal development one, now it's not personal. That's the trouble. Like if you're doing something for yourself, it never becomes a personal development. Nah. It becomes an outwards development that you're showing the world. And that's the trouble with the Gary V's and that. Yeah. It's not personal, you know?
No, that makes sense.
And it's people are like numb to that stuff. Like he's probably made a shit ton of money out of it, which is awesome.
I think like he has genuine intentions, but I think that it's so hard to like, it's like the old school method of just like kicking somebody in the ass and being like, get the fuck out of the house and go and like go play. That's like really what it comes down to. But like we don't live in that world anymore of like you can't just kick a dude in the head and be like, figure it out, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
the crazy thing
don't come to me.
If you got questions, you just ask Siri or like.
Well, that's the problem too. Is like
that whole thing's a whole nother thing. You know.
Well, you can type into anything into like Google now and be like, how do I get more motivated? Like, wait, type that in. How do I get more motivated? Type that in right now. Just see what comes up.
How many ads do you reckon?
There'll be a trillion things that will come up of like how to get motivated. And it's like if your motivation only gets you as far as typing.
How do I get more matches on Tinder?
Sorry, I was looking at that before.
It started with
So
G.
let's go down. Zen habits.
Go to your settings. Hit about this iPhone.
But they'll be like healthdirect.gov.au.
Motivation, health direct.
But you know what? Like the thing that's sick about like this sort of stuff is like there's actually no proven fact, but the companies that are like all the Whole Foods and all that stuff, there's so much information about why it's good for you and all that sort of stuff. And that's why they've been like, how long has the vegan and like vegetarian stuff been around for? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder when actually, you know how you would know that? Go to Google Trends and just type in vegan in Google Trends. We'll be able to see like when it exploded.
Yeah. For me, it's
I bet it coincides with Instagram. So like 2010 is it 2010 is Instagram. So let's see what Google Trends says for vegans.
The thing, like the culture of that whole like that whole industry is so damn smart with educating people. Like people walk into a supplement store and be like, oh, you know, I'm this is what I'm doing.
Go to 10 years, and then past 12 months.
They've tapped straight into it. Hey, Matt.
Go to 2004 to present.
Crazy.
Yeah.
2004 to present.
But like that's the thing with the.
When was it? 2016.
December. It just spiked up.
So yeah, where's 2010 in that?
Yeah, around there.
It's pretty solid.
It's a pretty solid climb since.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Instagram.
And Oregon is the vegan capital of Google.
Oregon.
Wow.
Nevada.
Portland, Washington. That makes sense.
But the thing, like for me, like Instagram's great and everything for marketing and whatnot, but that industry and like culture and like you said, trends and things like that. There's so much information out there about it. Like you could sit about.
Oh yeah.
But that's for me. Like this is what CBD has to do to like get that growth. It's like. It's not about like putting this on your skin and rubbing it. Like it's about what it does for you and all the different methods and like there's so much that goes into that, which I'm really fascinated about with how they've educated people to when to have it, how to have it, what to have it with. If it's a full moon, this is what it does. Like it's like crazy what they've done, and it's
done a good job.
It's amazing, and that's why it's doing that, because they've just taken it upon themselves. And I'm sure, like, you know, I know for a fact, like, Red Bull are doing a lot more of it as well.
Well, they've got a vegan drink now, don't they?
The organics, like all that sort of
organics,
stuff.
that's what it
I
is.
know they've got, like, you know, brand specialists and professionals to tell their athletes when to use it and things like that. They're really adopting. I feel like they're really adopting that whole model of, like,
that mindset.
This is why it's good for you. This is because, and it's the same thing again. Like, we're becoming so damn smart as humans of, like, what's good for us, what's bad for us, what's real, what's fake, kind of thing. So, I think the brands and people that are doing this, you know, implementing and creating more information, because that's what we are as people. We just crave more information. Like, that's how you grow and that's how you become better, right? Is good or bad information, you can always learn. So I think brands that are adopting that model and being like, this is why you should have it and this is why it's good for you, opposed to being like, this is why it's cool. Like, it has that so much more of that longevity. And I think the CBD thing that's where
it'll definitely go there. I reckon, though,
for sure.
All right, well, that camera just ran out of footage, so that's
on
nearly,
you too. So that's like the star of the show.
So I'm
it's
like,
no longer on the star of the show.
I'm like, I'm out now. The camera's not on me anymore. But no, it's nearly
Mic drop.
That's nearly 3 hours.
My girlfriend's ringing me.
It's nearly 3 hours, Matty.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So we did it. This is a half hybrid podcast. Half motocross. We watched Eli Tomac fucking dominate.
Plenty of life insights as well.
And then learned a little bit more about my little brother, who is the reason we're sitting in this new studio. So fucking
don't send me hate mail.
Thanks, Matt.
Sending fucking he doesn't even use Instagram account.
No, I do.
No,
I do. I like it. It's good.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, bro.
Nah, I really appreciate
Thanks
for having me.
Being my first guest in the new studio.
Yeah, it's
fucking sick, made it happen. Thanks to Mick for pushing the buttons.
Thanks, Mick.
Doing all the shit that he does, being a fucking mad dog.
Do you have any sponsors?
Yeah, I'll do that later. If you're watching the Todd Waters podcast on YouTube, Mick did that. Just want to throw some relevance to the work that he does here, so you can appreciate it when you're there watching it. And then the Instagram that I'm about to post as I stop this, Mick did that too. He's fucking vital. Yeah, thanks, Matty. We'll get you on again at some point.
Thank you.
Now that you're just next door, you know.
Yeah, I'm down.
Keen. Righto. Thanks, guys. Bye.